Good evening, cuties. Happy Mother's Day weekend. I hope you guys are enjoying your Friday. And you guys know I'm always missing something. I got my water this time, but give me 1 second. Let me grab my other device. If it ain't one thing, it's another. Thank you guys for joining me. If you have not hit the like button yet, please hit the like for me. Okay, so I do have my other device ready to go. And thank you guys again. Happy Friday. I'm going to try to chat for a little bit and then get out and go to the casino. Try to get my little poker on. But let me say my hellos. I see a lot of my cutie crew in the house. To my cutie crew, I don't even feel right that we didn't go live yesterday. I know we went live Tuesday, but Thursdays are our days. So yeah, I'm used to coming off of one of our lives and then going live, feeling amazing. But hello, Latoya, Veronica, hello. Hey, Judy. Happy Mother's Day to you as well, Miss Lady. Happy Friday. Happy Mother's Day again to you and to everyone in the chat. Good evening, Jesse. Hey, Monica Taylor. Hey, Tree. I don't think I've seen you in a couple lives, unless I just missed your chat. Let me grab an ink pen, guys. I am so unorganized for this live. My goodness, hold on. I got some pens right here. All right, but thank you for joining me, Tree. Hello, A. Williams. Hey, Angela Jean. Good evening. A. Williams, good evening. Happy Mother's Day. Cookie from the Shy. Hey, Cookie. All right, I got a working ink pen. LaDawn Calhoun is in the house. Hey, LaDawn. Good evening. Hey, Anna. Jodeci. Hey, Jodeci. Cutie crew member. LaDawn is also a cutie crew member. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Native One, good evening. And Native One, I am the QT, the moderator, all that. Okay. But good evening. Hello to you. There go my girl, Pink Diva. Hey, Pink Diva. Happy Mother's Day. Fifi in the house. Pink Diva is also a cutie crew member. One of my A1s from day ones. Fifi is a cutie crew member. Hello, Melita. I got Miss Cutie Pie, cutie crew member. Yvette Bell, good evening. Queen's Tea with Gigi. Now, guys, if you are not subscribed to a Queen's Tea with Gigi Non, please make sure to go ahead and subscribe. Let me write it down. I'm trying to write down all the content creators that stop by. Queen's Tea. And you know I love saying that name. A Queen's Tea with Gigi. And I don't even know if it's GG. I just like Gigi, like I'm French or something. I don't know, child. But good evening, A Queen's Tea. Debera, good evening. We got Wakanda Dreams in the house. Cutie crew member. Hey, Wakanda Dreams. A Native One. Happy Mother's Day to all of the ladies. Yes, happy Mother's Day again to everyone. I hope you guys got something nice, planned, relaxing spa day, a queen's treatment day, all of the above. But hey, native one. Hey, Renata. Good evening, Peggy Jones. Neva in the house. Leslie, Deborah, Monica Gillespie, Miss Bridget. Got my sis Maritha in the house. Hey, Maritha. That's my girl. Hey, Neva. Peggy, hello. Liddell, hello. Anybody that's new subscribers, hello. Thank you guys for subscribing, especially if you are participating in the chat. I told you guys before, I'm a little selfish. So if you want to drop down and chit chat, I want you to be subscribed. You can take it back after the live if you like, but you know, that's just how I do it. But hello, Anna, Sylvia P, Cutie Crew member. We got Orliski, Cutie Crew member. Claudette, good evening. Cent T, good evening. Jawanda, Kimberly, Loretta. Now let me tell you guys, I took one sip. I have one of those slushies from a gas station, and I added some Tito's in it. I took one sip before I hit live, and I said, oh no, I can't do that. Just that one sip, let me know. I'll be showing out on this live tonight. But hello, Loretta. I am blessed. Pecan, Pam, good evening. Joanna, good evening. We got my girl, Caramel Relly in the house. Hey, Caramel girl, you've been cutting up all week long. If you guys are not subscribed to Caramel Rel, make sure to subscribe. She gives you a morning drag, an afternoon drag, an evening drag, all of the above. Love me some Caramel Rel. Do you hear me? Hilarious. Hey, Leah's grandma. Good evening, Shirley Ann. All right, I'm getting some repeating names. If I missed anyone, my apologies. I hope I didn't. Hey, Stephanie Orlinsky is also a Cutie Crew member. Leah's grandma is also a Cutie Crew member. I cannot wait for our live this week. I don't know, Cutie Crew. We may have to start going live twice a week, especially with the show being on. I'm going to see if I can work that into the schedule because, yeah. We went live Tuesday, and I'm like having withdrawals, like for real. But hello. All right, Monica, I think I got you. Stephanie, hello. Abira, hello. I like that. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. Hey, baby girl, 1981. We got Lizzie Wheeler, Cutie Crew member in the house. Bondale. Is it Jamie? Jime. Good evening. Rebecca Burks, good evening. Jackie. But I'm going to say Jackie. Good evening. Vanessa. I'm trying to, Maritha. I'm trying. My mom has went on to glory, and she loved the casino, but her thing is slots. So I am going to drop a couple bucks in the slot machine for her, as well as play bingo for her this weekend and get my poker on as well. So we shall see. Fingers crossed. Hey, Cricket. Cutie Crew member, good evening. Keisha Bless, good evening. And we are getting down to the bottom, guys. Sheila Wright, Keisha Swan. Hey, Keisha. Cutie Crew member. We got RJ or Arja. One or the other. Hello. How are you? Is that the same Gigi that read coleslaw? I don't think so. That Gigi is a whole legend out in these streets. If you are a Queen's Tea with Gigi, if that's you, let me know. Because, baby, Gigi said the P just was not popping. Gigi tried so hard to keep her cool during that live, And Coleslaw kept saying, wife, wife. And Gigi had to let loose. Oh, that was so funny. I may have to repost that real soon. But hello, Simone. Hey, Kimbella. Cutie crew member. That's my girl. We got Sherry G. Sherry G is also a content creator, guys. Make sure you are subscribed. Sherry has some good content over there. I watched the video yesterday. It was really, really good. Miss Shark, good evening, Cutie crew member. Got my girl Courtney in the house, Cutie crew member. And we are getting down to the bottom. Lisa Foster, Hannah Grace. Hey, Hannah. Oh, Hannah, I'm so jealous of your garden, flowers, and everything. I am going to take pictures of my indoor flowers and my outdoor, as well as my lemon tree and olive trees, Hannah, just so I can compete with you. So I will share those in our members only. But Hannah has a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful gardening yard. Let me read Hannah's message. It's so good to join you and the Cutie Crew tonight. Happy Mother's Day. My son is graduating from law school tomorrow, so I have a busy night, but we'll be listening. Oh my goodness, Hannah, that is great. Congratulations to your son. That's awesome. And I understand. Take care of the baby. Get things all in order. Happy Mother's Day to you, Hannah. Love me some Hannah Grace. Lorene McGee, good evening. Yolanda. And we are getting down. Hey, ADR. Monica McCoy, I think I got you. Mahogany. Budacia. Budacia or Budacia. Hello. I love the way you spell mahogany. Pretty brown eyes in the house. Hey, PBE. How are you? Happy Mother's Day again to everyone. We got Evelyn, Loretta Cobbs, Pamela Barker, Elise B in the house, Monica McCoy. Let's see here. Miss Anonymous here. Monica is asking for Anonymous. I hope I ain't Miss Anonymous. Let me scroll down. Why you say that, Monica? Something going on with Anonymous. Yolanda Abney, hello. Thank you so much, Relly. Hope you enjoy your weekend. Happy Mother's Day to you. Nola, Native One. All right. I see some repeats. All right. Here is Anonymous. What's going on, Anonymous? Anonymous representing a $2. Oh, Anonymous done already got started, child. Anonymous don't even know what's on the agenda. Okay. Yes, she did. The P just wasn't popping. She said that's what they do. That's what, I gotta watch that again. Baby, Gigi, where are you? Hey, Kalisa. All right, I'm scrolling down. Denise Long, Marie the Pink Diva again. ADR Loretta. The Soto Duchess. Cute name. And cute picture. Thanks for joining me, Khalees. Okay, Gigi say that's not her, but I drug her tail in one of my videos and sent for Stormy in my last video after what she did to Black Titanic. Okay, so I'm putting a star by your name, a Queen's Tea with Gigi. I will be watching after this live. And I'm going to leave the music off because we are down to the bottom. Hey, Yolanda. Now, I don't know if you guys saw, but oh, Messy Wanda is on the Shade Room. Can you guys believe that? I will share it in one quick second. Wanda is on the Shade Room. So if you're listening, Wanda, and if you didn't know, yeah, they got Wanda up there with the reality TV moms. So I guess you got to be moms that cut up. You know, the respectable mothers don't get no play, it seems. But let me bring up my Instagram. Hold on, guys. Where is my Instagram tab? Here we go. All right, let me open it in a new window. And then I'm going to show you guys. Oh, messy. Uh-oh. Hold on now. Y'all know I still don't know what I'm doing. Okay, what's this? All right. So let me go to the shade room. I'm going to show you guys. And then we will get to the topics. Let's see here. Okay. So let me share. Share the screen. Window. Here we go. All right, so I want to go back. All right, so it's lined up pretty good. And let's see here. So Wanda, I believe, is on this post. And it says, these reality TV mamas know they give us a good key. In honor of Mother's Day weekend, which of these gifts, some say gifs, I don't know, can you automatically hear in your head and know all the words to? So first they got Mama D. Okay. And let me go back. Next up, they have Sister Patterson, New York's mama. Then they got Jim Jones. We go back. Mama Jones. Next up, they got Frankie. Rest in peace to Frankie. And child, they got Miss Wanda. Messy Wanda. And they got that Wanda said, I know a snake when I see a snake. We do too, Wanda. Oh, we do too. So I'm sure, guys, that Wanda is probably ecstatic. And I know she'll probably say static or whatever. Child, you know her words and pronunciation just kills me. But hello, Black Titanic. A couple more of my cutie crews real quick. Somebody's mama is in the house. And I think I got everybody else. Let me scroll back down. And yeah, what do you guys think about the mothers that the Shade Room decided to honor? Hey, Relly. Yes, all the wrong reasons is correct. Did they have Mama Joyce? I don't think I went all the way through. Yeah, they have Mama Joyce as the last one. Yeah, Wanda, you know, I guess these are the messy mamas. I think you're right, Relly. Tree, you say Uncle Wanda needs to go back to the other side of them tracks. Quick, you hear me? Go ahead on. We got 369 people watching, 375 now. Thank you guys so much for joining me. If you can please hit the like button. Let me double check my likes. And then we're going to get started on the Huntsville happenings. We got 198 likes, guys. What's going on? 1408. Thank you so much for joining the Cutie crew. I really, really appreciate you. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe I may have missed another member. Can I click on this? Nope, it only showed me one. If I missed another member, I'm going to scroll up real quick before we get started. I thought I saw somebody else that joined. But thank you guys for joining the Cutie crew. I think we're going to move up to 2 lives per week. Our lives are so awesome. So awesome. I just love it. Very personal. We all feel comfortable sharing our stories and all of that good stuff. But before we get started again, guys, please hit the like. Happy Mother's Day to all of you. Happy Mother's Day. And I guess we will get started with the latest hot topic when it comes to them Huntsville streets. And that is the news that Mr. Carlos, they had Mama D first, Pink Diva. She was first. Let's get into the news of Mr. Carlos King allegedly being involved in creating a storyline for Mr. Martell Holt and Sheree. So a lot of us already thought that it was a made up storyline, but it's basically been confirmed. I'm going to say allegedly because you guys know I don't know any one of them personally. I'm going to pin the link. Excuse me. But yeah, I've heard a couple names out there. The other guy's name, I'm not going to say it just yet because I do think he's a bomb content creator. I do like how he was able to come in and give Mr. Carlos King's reunion recaps a twist last year. So, yeah. But do you guys believe that? He is the mutual friend. And you know, I'm tripping out at your name. Marcel's tits. Them tick old bitties. Pretty brown eyes. I see you backstage. Did you want to come on camera? Well, I saw your hair. All right. I see you took it off. Guys, the link is pinned. We're going to get started with the Carlos King topic. And I have a couple more. Naturally, we got Patty Betty. I didn't talk to you guys live about that. Her shading Mel. We also have, what do I want to do? Hold on, Pink D, Pretty Brown Eyes. We also have a lot of people being upset with Mel for recording Mariah. So a lot of people was not feeling that. But I want to use this overlay in honor of Carlos. And the poor little guy saying, so you telling me reality shows aren't real? They done concocted a whole story. And guys, I'm not sure if you saw my video, but they're saying that Mr. Martell didn't even know. They said Martell thought he was going on a date, a real date. So I guess Sheree and Carlos is pimping old Martell. But let me get LaDawn up. Pretty Brown Eyes, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hey, Pretty Brown Eyes, how are you?
I'm doing good. Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day to you as well. LaDawn, are you there?
Hey, happy Mother's Day. Hey, cutie crew.
As well. Thanks so much for joining me, ladies. We got Pink Diva coming up as well. Hey, sis.
Hey sis, what's going on? Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Happy Mother's Day weekend. How are you?
Yes, I'm well. How
That's
about yourself?
I'm good. I'm good. Girl, shocked till I drop again. I really had to say to myself today, like, enough is enough. I'm gonna show you guys my closet one day. Maybe I'll do it in the members only or post it on my community. It's ridiculous. And I've been feeling for the past month, just like I don't know what's gotten into me. Just
I
shocked.
can't even get mad at you.
Oh my goodness, it's terrible. So yes, I said today, I put it on my little board. That's enough because I don't need nothing. Okay, I don't need shoes. I don't need purses. I don't need clothes. Nothing. So yeah, sorry, I had to rant. I'm trying to make myself upset so I won't go back tomorrow.
Nice try.
Get
It
that.
sounds good.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes. But what do you guys think about the latest that's going on as far as Mr. Carlos?
I'm not
W-
surprised
You not
I'm neither. I'm not either.
because
no.
it just looked fake anyway, and both of them look like they like the same thing, if that makes sense.
Mm-mm.
Allegedly. She looked like she could
Allegedly.
buy bench press more than him.
And Carlos looked like a sneaky little rat.
Mm-hmm.
He looks
And
sneaky.
I'm not surprised behind it because we know Martell don't have a storyline.
Yeah.
What else do he have going for himself that he can actually talk about and be a good TV outside of getting on Mel's nerves?
Mm-hmm.
He has nothing. He couldn't. His attempt to bring Ariane on the show didn't work. That's what he wanted to do. So now he had to revert to having a fake storyline. I
Mm-hmm.
heard the Dustin guy was in on it too. That's the word on the street.
I was trying to not say Dustin's name, but let's go ahead and say it.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's fine.
It's hot. It's hot out here in the streets.
Not in these creeks, as Wanda would say. Yeah, they say Dustin Ross as well, huh?
Really? Dang.
That's what I've been hearing, and I liked him. Like I really like you said, I loved his feedback and the reviews that he would give after every episode.
Yeah.
But you know, with Carlos King, anytime you see him too much with anybody, you can guarantee something is going to come up down the line.
Something is cooking. Yeah, and you know why? And again, this is all alleged, but the reason why I feel like maybe Dustin probably put a bug in Carlos' ear, let me put it like that, is because when they were doing the recap on the reunion, and Dustin really laid out the role that he would like to see Tiffany play. Do you remember that, Pink Diva?
I remember.
Right. Yeah, you do too, Pretty Brown Eyes?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So he said that he would love to see Tiffany with this sleek hair. He would love for Tiffany to be messy and all of that. And, you know, Tiffany was already messy, but we'll see as the season goes on if she really, really gets into that, especially with her having her baby and all of that. But, you know, when he said it, I was like, oh, you know, we know reality TV is supposed to be real. A lot of it is fake, though. And I was like, I was okay with that role when it comes to Tiffany. So if he said that, I could see him saying, and you know what? You need to hook Martell up with somebody from the land. You know what I'm saying? So, but do you guys think all is fair? Do you think it's a big deal? Do you think it should be frowned upon? Or?
Well, I think it's fair. And Carlos, with his connections to the housewives, they had to get somebody for Martell that's comparable to Mel, even though Sheree is not. Because anybody else that he would bring on the show,
yeah,
is not going to compare to Mel. And allegedly, I've been seeing that him and the other lady that had been on the show in the background allegedly bought property together, and that's who he's really dating.
What other lady?
Her name is like the Belinda lady. Destiny.
Like, wait a minute, what?
Sanders.
Destiny's friend.
Belinda Sanders. Now you know. Wait a minute. So you heard that they purchased property or
land? Well, property land, like a plot of land.
Okay.
In Alabama, and it's like in like Holt Media or something like that, allegedly. And so, you know, people pulled the documents up, and it has her name, and then the Holt Media.
Get out of here.
Yeah, you know, these internet streets and these sleuths gonna pull records, I guess, since he wanted to.
You got that right.
Release information. I guess they went on ahead and released it.
Now, was that on Facebook or YouTube? Pretty much.
That was on YouTube. I could
tell you
in the back chat whose channel it was on.
Yes, put it up so I can watch it. Now, I'm not shocked by him and Belinda. Now, you know that was one of them. You know, allegedly, I'm just gonna say that Belinda, you know, do her thing out there in them ATL streets. That's all I'm gonna say. So at one point they were saying that she was with Martell. At another point, and I felt like she had a little something going on with Marceau because she was just too giddy, and she was all at Marceau's booth when he had his at that, what was it, in Atlanta, some type of expo, and she was there and strutting all in his face. So I'm not shocked. Now, if that's true, Martell been kicking it with her for quite some time then.
Yep. Yes. Well,
so that's the real tea, and I believe that is the person that Candy allegedly was talking about when she said she heard he's kicking it with
somebody
in Atlanta.
Well, makes sense with that, and I'm gonna go to you next, LaDawn. What makes sense was that is how she took off running in that damn Madani parking lot after Martell. You got
Exactly.
That
But
part.
think back a little bit before then. She was also at the wine launch. Inez Wine. She was there as well.
yeah,
And
that was after the Madani event.
was it?
No. Yeah, wasn't it?
I thought they went to the
Oh
boy
no.
where he
No,
wore the
no,
fox
because
fur.
oh, you mean the first wine launch in Atlanta?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
she
The
was
first
there
one.
because
She was there.
she was with the tall girl with the blonde hair that
Right,
everybody thought Martell was dating.
right.
Mm-hmm.
She
That's
Yes.
was
why
there.
Destiny probably was saying, no, they're way off.
She was there, and allegedly, like I said, they done pulled up the deed. Her name is definitely on it.
Child.
So,
No, let me look
you
at the back
know,
check because you say you was gonna put it in there.
But
Oh,
I thought Martell filed bankruptcy, so how could he get land? Maybe she was his
that was in
co-signer or something.
20.
Okay.
That was in 2020. But allegedly, what they saying, where I seen somewhere else, they said that the media is in his mama name too.
what the
Mm.
media?
Yes, ma'am.
Mm. Mm.
The people be digging in them
Listen, ain't
documents
no
now.
telling what all he got Miss Marlene tied in, and she don't know.
Child, people have been, they gonna dig. They
They
gonna
gonna
dig.
dig in them
They gonna dig.
documents. Yeah.
So that
So,
means Mr. Martell been doing a little work behind the scenes, huh?
well, he's gonna hedge his bets one way or the other because to me, between him and Sheree, don't look like neither one of them want to work. Both of them want to live off of somebody. They want somebody to take care of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and the lady is supposed to be like a entrepreneur to have a little bit of money.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Be
maybe he trying to, make his way in.
Yeah, you know what? And I think that she's also opened doors for Martell and Destiny because Destiny hangs with her as well. And a lot of the events, they were just at an event together. I believe if it wasn't this week, it was last week, her and Destiny. So
Mhm.
yeah, I wouldn't be shocked by that at all.
But
At
ain't
all.
that funny how Destiny always befriends all of Martell's chicks?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And just like it was Melnika that she did that first interview with, like out of all the people you're connected to, that was the first and only one that you could have gotten an interview from. It's like they recycle people that they kick it with
Mm-hmm.
and do things with. Like they always have to bring someone else in from the inner circle to do these said business ventures with.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
it takes all of them to defeat Mel. Look like
Oh my goodness, it's a
And they
whole
still haven't been successful.
right.
Facts.
still haven't touched middle ground to where she is. It's terrible. Like I put in my last video, Martell is such a fall from grace, to
Mhm.
see what he had starting off. And I know I'm not the only one. We didn't know too much going into this show. And it was a beautiful thing to see until we found out about the extracurricular activities.
Mhm.
Beautiful family, beautiful wife, everybody thought Martell, we was like coleslaw. We thought Martell was the one that was doing big things.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And look at him now. It's
Fools
terrible.
I don't mean to
go.
laugh, but the way he said, look at him now.
It's
Fools
terrible.
go.
It's terrible.
Terrible.
But go ahead, LaDon. What's your thoughts on the Carlos
Ah,
stuff?
wow. The reason why I will have a problem with it is because now you're creating fake and lies.
Mm-hmm.
You're going that far. You're going that far to create fake lies. So that's where I will have a problem with it. Second of all, it's like you didn't have to get Martell a storyline. You didn't have to go to Atlanta because if he is messing with Destiny's um friend allegedly, then he could just bring her on the show and we'll see who he's dating. No big deal. Martell's in a relationship. Let's follow that. So I'm not getting these girls accepting him using that line. Oh, it's a fake storyline. I'm dating her, so you just shut up back here. I just don't get how they just sit back. Here, coleslaw. If that's what he is saying to them, I'm only dating this. What's the man looking? Sheree because of a storyline. then they're stupid for accepting that, because you don't need a storyline if we really doing this.
Yeah,
It's
but
crazy to me. The whole scenario is crazy and weird.
yeah. But LaDon, unfortunately, that is reality TV. Reality TV, I'll put it like this. Let me bring up a Queen's Tea with Gigi. Is this you, Gigi?
It's me. I'm here. Hello, everyone.
Hello, thanks for
Hi.
Hi.
being on the panel. How are you?
I am good. How's everyone? Happy Mother's Day to all the queens.
Happy
Thank
Mother's
you.
Day.
Thank you.
Yes. Now let me say
Thank you.
when it comes to reality TV, you may get 1 to 2 years that's reality.
Mm-hmm.
After that, especially people that love the limelight, not all, but a lot, they begin to create storylines in order to keep the public interest going, as well as keeping themselves out there. So it's a sad case, but it's true. You'll get reality on like Survivor or Big Brother or stuff like that, but these reality shows, no.
Mm-mm.
Nope. But
It's
go ahead,
true.
Ladon, were you done? If so, we're gonna go to a Queen's Tea with Gigi.
Go on, Queen's Tea with Gigi.
Well, now this is in my opinion, but to me personally, I feel like Carlos Queen wants to be the new Mrs. Holt.
Mm,
He's doing way too much with Martell.
mm,
And
mm,
this whole crossover from OWN to Bravo is so fake. And I don't know what he thought, but going over to Bravo, they're about to expose a whole lot of stuff, sir. Because it's already coming out about this $10 million debt you have.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I just want to know what was Carlos's, like, what is his expectations with setting them up or even trying to create this storyline? Because it's not sticking.
It's
Like,
weird.
like Pretty Brown Eye said, like, come on, Sheree looks like she does not like men. Like,
Oh my
it's just not, she does not, she gives off that energy like, listen, that's
really?
why she was talking earlier. I was thinking about a threesome. Girl, we didn't care. Who asked you about that?
Mm, mm,
You
mm.
you just wanted us to know. And then that fake kiss. Did y'all see that fake kiss when he came in? Or I ain't even gonna say a fake kiss. She
No, we
wiped
didn't
his
even see it.
lips.
Right.
Right. She wiped his lips as if she kissed him. No, you didn't. I
Yeah.
don't feel like you really like that. So it's not gonna stick. And I feel like what he's doing basically is just I don't know. I feel like he wants Martell. I don't know. I feel like he just wants to try to show Martell like you can't have nobody better than me, but I'm gonna show you like whatever. I don't know. That's just my opinion.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people feel that way. I do know this. Martell definitely does seem to have a very special place in Carlos's heart. Very special. Because for some of the things that Carlos has allowed on Love and Marriage Huntsville, even words that came out of Carlos' mouth when he was at the reunion and he told Mel, what did he say? You wasn't good enough, or
Some
Yeah.
gross like that.
They
Oh
Said
talked
my
she
about
God.
the
wasn't the
whole
whole he
restaurant.
wanted the whole restaurant. Said he
right,
wasn't enough. What?
right,
Oh
right.
my
He wasn't.
God.
That's what he said.
Now is the building, the land, and the employees inside of the building. What are you talking about?
Well,
Honey,
Exactly.
you
she was
know,
every morsel of food that comes out of that plate. What?
That's right.
well, he just put Melody down again, low key, saying that Melody basically got big, blew up, and left Martell alone and didn't hold his hand. Basically, like
Yeah.
she got too big to.
Well,
How
that's his
much longer was she
problem.
supposed to stay? What? How much more was she supposed to take?
Yeah.
She did her duties as a woman, as a wife. She stuck beside him. She tried. She gave him chance after chance, and he continued to mess up. And he did it publicly, humiliated her, and then expected her still to take him back. No, that is disgusting to me. And it really makes me mad how they tried to make it like it's better to stay in a violent or in a abusive relationship instead of getting divorced and finding your peace. It's like they are really trying to um make her look bad for saying no, enough is enough.
Mm, mm, mm.
How many real women can you say, like, how many women stay in marriages that are bad like that and end up losing their lives.
Thank you. Thank
She
you.
left and she chose her children. She's a mother.
Yeah.
She did what was best and what was right. And for anybody else that says that she's wrong, no, you're wrong for thinking like that.
Right. And Mel stayed longer than the average, you know.
Right, right.
A lot of women that stay for years trying and hoping and praying. And 5 years was a long time, you know what I mean? And she was
Hmm.
all in. She was all in. She believed him, and you know, we all know what happened. So yeah, no, she wasn't supposed to stay with Martell so he can really, really make a name out of himself, or he can get himself in order business wise and all of that at the expense of her. No, no, not at all. So yeah. Now, what do you guys think though about the backlash? Is it hasn't been too loud, and the reason why is because Mel has more supporters than she don't. But a lot of people are upset with the audio that was released. What's your let's start with Pretty Brown Eyes and we'll go over. What's your thoughts on that, Pretty Brown Eyes, as far as the audio of Mariah talking to Martell?
Well, it doesn't matter what Melody does. She's gonna always be the blame. I mean, inadvertently, she's the blame for Black Titanic going to Stormisha shop. So
Mhm.
Hmm.
So it doesn't matter what she does, and I believe that it's backlash because it portrays Martell in a bad light. So anything that doesn't portray him in a good light, they're always going to spin it. Well, she shouldn't have recorded. But see, somebody like Martell, it wasn't as much as she recorded the daughter. She records the conversation when he calls.
That's right.
Because Martell is a liar and
Yes.
manipulative,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
you have to hold him to task because you could have a recording and he'll still make it seem like he didn't say it
Mhm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
because
Right.
he is begging her to get back with her, and he is calling and texting and doing all these unheard things behind the scenes. That's
Mhm.
why she keeps changing her number. So she has to protect herself by recording him. Unfortunately, the pick Mishas, they don't see it for Mel. Well, some of them.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
just how that's gonna be. If it would have made Mel look bad, just like they were so worried about her recording, but nobody was ranting and raving when they was sitting there on another channel reading word for word
Text messages.
the
Hmm.
text message from the baby
Right.
allegedly,
Mm-hmm.
or the email from the baby, or
Mm-hmm.
just the documents talking about what happened to the son
Mm-hmm.
allegedly. So
Exactly.
Right.
miss me with
Preach.
Right.
that about the kids because y'all don't care, because
Hmm.
that was something that was damaging towards Mel.
Right.
Yeah.
But now this recording somewhat vindicates her because he didn't come back after he done raised all the hell at that party. Now she's
Mhm.
vindicated,
Yeah.
and now she's still the villain as well. So it's
Right.
like it don't matter what she do.
Yeah,
They're not gonna see it for her. Well, some of them won't.
right. She can't win in the eyes of, those people. And to me, let's not forget how he uploaded that video of him questioning Mariah. You know what
Yep.
I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
At least
Hmm.
That's
audio
right.
based on the episode. You act like you were so concerned and wanted to see your daughter on her birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody said the party was over at noon. You had more than enough time. I saw some lady on Instagram put, well, what was he supposed to do with his daughter after that? He wanted to spend time with her at the birthday party. No, he could have picked her up. He could have took her shopping, bought her a gift because he definitely didn't show up with one. Took her to
Hmm.
the movies, took her to
Hmm.
could have did a whole lot, but he chose to hit the highway and go on and tape for Real Housewives of Atlanta. So that just shows what was more important to him, in spite of him acting a fool just that morning. It's so terrible. But LaDawn, before you get started, LaDawn, hey
Hmm.
Sandra Z Frenchie. She likes when I say her name, and I like saying
Mm-hmm.
it. Good. Go ahead, LaDawn. What's your thoughts on the
Mm.
backlash that people are trying to
I
talk?
agree with you and pretty brown eyes, 100%. It's just because they don't like Mel. That's all. It's petty, because as much as he had the tape that you just said with the daughter questioning her, the emails last week, all of that, the text messages, all that stuff, y'all didn't have nothing to say on his behalf. But you know what, Martell? Another thing, they don't want him. It's actually not just vindicating Mel, but it's also showing the pick-me's how his kids really don't matter to him, how he's using them as a pawn. Because if you really cared, you would have came back. But what you wanted to do was ride on Melody's back like you always do, kill two birds with one stone, because you wanted to go and tape in Atlanta. So you wanted to come and be on Melody's back, the fruits of her labor, and try to enjoy the party with them, and then dip on out to go and do the other commitment that you had. But Melody wasn't going to let that happen. So then that's where you stuck your foot in your mouth, because you didn't expect her to say all together, you can come later, though. Even though it's not your day, you still can come later, though. Right. And he didn't show up. He didn't show up with a gift, and he didn't show up later. He couldn't. Little girl, she would have just been happy that my father followed through, and it's me and daddy time.
Mm-hmm. It was heartbreaking. Very heartbreaking to me, because, my dad was the A1, top of the line, you know what I mean? And me being daddy's girl.
Oh yeah.
I've never had to experience heartbreak from my father ever, And yeah, that was heartbreaking for me, because it's not like I was shocked. We all knew that he really wanted to come there. Number one, Martell wanted to see if it was a guy up in that party.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted camera time. He wanted camera time. And to do that at the expense of your daughter is absolutely ridiculous to me. Real quick, let me read this comment. Avis Banks put, well, Melody says she wished she had married a man and not a queen. She said she wished she would have had her kids by a man and not a queen. Sorry, guys. Speaking of queen, and thank you, Courtney, for putting it in the chat. That is Mel's code to use this weekend. Mel, you hear me? So
I just love her.
She is just, so strategic and all of that. But if you guys are interested in ordering anything from Mel's site, the promo code for this week is Queen.
I got mine.
I love Mel. Let me tell you, I'm putting in my order. Okay.
I wonder if it's on the merchandise, because I think I'm gonna go ahead and order my push through. I like that gold, so I think it's definitely too hot for me to wear the sweatshirt, but I'll save it. That's the last.
Yeah, it's getting hot here in Cali, so
yeah, that's the last thing I'm gonna buy though. So I may take advantage of that. But what's your thoughts, Pink Diva, on this backlash that Mel has been receiving online?
I agree with what everyone else is saying, but see, people read to respond and not to understand. People just like to talk only because they don't like her. First of all, she didn't record the daughter. She recorded the conversation. And who's to say that the daughter, I highly doubt that Mariah knew she was even being recorded. And she wasn't recording the daughter. She was recording Martell's lies. That's what she was recording, because she already knew what he was going to say. And because of who he is, she needed that recording to vindicate what she had just said. These people drug her through the streets for not letting this Negro come to this party. But he didn't even come to pick her up after you did all that ratting and raving. You knew you didn't want her. You just wanted to see who was at that party. So that was her proof to show. Even after all that, you still didn't show up, which I don't understand. For the life of me, I don't understand the way these people think, because every little thing she does, I don't care what it is, they never tend to see him. They will pick out everything that took place, but they never call out what he did. It's always what she did, or she shouldn't have done it this way. She should have did this. I say, I just don't, and it is women. Yeah. We have to do better. As women, we just really have to do better, because you don't get to tell another woman that's going through whatever she's going through behind closed doors how she should react, how she shouldn't react, and what she should and should not do. I said, these must be the most broken women that I've ever seen. Because clearly, if you think he's a good dad, you must not have seen what a good dad really is. Because good dads don't behave like that.
I'm
So
telling
your meaning of good dad or the vision you have must be very low if you think he's a good
you.
dad. Because he's far
Right.
from a good dad.
Yes, yes. So
Good
true.
dads don't do what he did.
That's right. So true. Good dad definitely wouldn't have destroyed everything, including himself. You know what I mean? But
Mhm.
I would think that, especially, you got a national spotlight on you now, and this story is on TV, and she still gave him a chance once it was told on TV, and you still decided to continue on. You know,
Right.
so Martell didn't care about anybody but Martell. That's
That's
it.
right.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
it's sad. I don't have any pity for him. And like Courtney said, that it's sad that Martell still gets women. Unfortunately, Courtney, he will not have a problem probably to the day
Mm-mm.
he die. There will be some woman that's willing to put up with Martell just based on how he looks. But I'm like you. I don't find him attractive anymore. In the beginning of the show, before we knew his story, Martell was a nice looking guy. Nice looking.
Mhm.
But how could you even look at him in that way, knowing that he tried to ruin his ex-wife? And it wasn't just a divorce. He tried to ruin
Mhm.
her, called her all
Mhm.
type of HO3s or whatever, everything, every chance he got, talked about it to friends, tried to turn people against her, everything. And you still
Mhm.
look at him with Google eyes? No, no way.
And
Mm-mm.
their
Mhm.
justification is, well, he say she cheated too. And I'm sitting there like, well, was it proven? He said a lot of things.
Yeah,
That does not mean it's the truth just because he said it. Because come on, do we honestly think we would not have heard it from the mountaintop
thank
if
you.
Mel had actually
Mhm.
cheated? He's going by
Right.
what she told him.
But
Mm-hmm.
y'all know
She
what?
told him she was dating somebody else after she left.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That wasn't proven. He didn't catch her. And at the end of the day, she didn't bring home nobody's baby.
Period.
Well, he told on himself because if y'all remember when after they were divorced, remember then followed her when she was at the restaurant and then she pulled up on him when he was pretending to be working at that house with church shoes
Mhm.
on.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah.
Anyway, he told her, he was like, well, I've never seen you with anybody before. That's
He
why I
sure
followed
did.
you. I'm not
He
used
sure
to
Right.
did.
seeing you with
Yeah,
anybody.
those
He
was
Right.
said he
exact
said
words.
that.
He
So
sure
if
did.
he was messing around with all of these people, why would he say that? He
Yeah.
know that that lady is not do it didn't do anything.
Mm-mm.
It's a deflection. He had to deflect. That is all he knows
Mhm.
how to do because he knows that he's the one who messed up the relationship. He messed up the marriage. He messed up, honestly, his children's upbringing because instead of them having two parents how they had planned, you have disrupted that. And then you've also added an outside child.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes parents don't understand how hard it is because they think kids are kids. They're not going to understand. No, kids understand a lot.
Stand.
And
Absolutely.
when you have an outside child and they see that that has interrupted and messed up their home, they're going to have resentment.
Yep.
And when it starts early like that, that's going to grow. It's going to fester. Next thing you know, honey, there is nothing you can do or say to this child.
Mm-hmm.
Then you're going to be sitting there looking like Brian McKnight, acting like you don't have no other kids because they don't
Oh,
respect you.
Oh,
right.
Brian
I'm
McKnight
sorry.
is a whole fool. Do you hear me?
That's a whole different
That's
topic for a different day.
yeah. But you know what? I did have that on my board though. But we probably won't get to it. He's disgusting. Let me add two more people up real quick. And then I had some okay, I know what I had to say to Pretty Brown Eyes. BLS, is this you?
It is.
Hi, happy Mother's Day weekend. Thanks for joining me.
Hi, happy Mother's Day. Thank you for having me up.
You are welcome. And Red Ann.
Hello, happy
Hey,
Mother's
Red Ann,
Day,
how are
Hello.
everyone. I have been so busy. I've been missing out on everything.
you? Have
So,
you? I've been
yeah,
looking for you. Well, thank you so much for joining
yeah.
us tonight. Happy Mother's Day to you. Real
Thank
quick,
you.
Pretty Brown Eyes, before I forget. When it comes to Mel telling Martell, allegedly, or Martell saying that she said something about fellatio. Let me tell you my thoughts on that. I believe that Mel, if she did say that to him, she said it to hurt him. And the reason why, you got this chick on social media talking about the groceries, and you know, you all know what she say, his tongue is you know what, and all of that. Guess what? I'm gonna hurt you. I'm gonna hurt you. I don't even think she said it, but if she did, it's a lot of women that will try to hurt the man and say, well, yeah, I did this with this guy. You know what I mean? Martell
Mhm.
Diva said, Martell would have been said that. And men like Martell with an ego like that, that's not something that he would have been able to accept, if you ask me,
Right.
and try to
Absolutely.
forgive,
Absolutely.
forget, and move on. It's straight
Mm-hmm.
yes.
Right.
I agree
Right.
because you remember he even said that day that he popped up at our house that day and he tried to tell the kids to go in the house because he wanted to talk to her and
Mhm.
she may say something that he didn't want them to hear. He even said it. He said, well, if you wasn't doing it for me, you was doing it for somebody. So
Mhm.
he didn't even know it to be true. He just assumed since you weren't doing it for me, you was doing it for somebody else. So
Mhm.
all of this stuff to me is just made up. He
Yeah.
just made it up because he has to prove that she did something too to justify what he did. Like I'm not going to take all the blame by myself because even though I can't prove it, I know you did something too.
Mhm. Mhm. Yep, I agree.
He was in the
That,
bushes.
yeah,
Mhm.
that man would have been lost it. Okay, would have been.
But while you stepping out, who you think stepping in? Ain't that how the song go? What you thought?
Period. I remember when he
Right.
first said it, and I said this, and I still stand by it. After everything that Mel went through with Martell, and I'm talking about when they were still married and she was going through all of this mess, I was
Hmm.
scared if Martell walked in the house and saw Mel's legs up in the air in the bed with somebody else.
Right.
Period, point blank. Even though I would never suggest that people do that, you know what I'm saying? But for me, the
But
embarrassment.
she would have been justified if she had her.
Right.
Absolutely. So yeah, there's a lot of people that's not like me. I'm not gonna do nothing in no house now, but yeah, you act the fool, I'm gonna get my lick back. That's for sure.
Yeah. Men have never been able to handle
What they dish
if
out.
exactly if a woman does the same
Mhm.
thing that a man
Mhm.
does. Men just have never been able to handle the visual.
Yeah.
They just it yeah, it just sends them into a absolute tailspin.
Hmm.
But I just can't understand how men can even think that way. If it's okay for you to do it,
Period. Period.
I'm gonna show you that I can do it better.
Mhm.
Period.
You know,
Hmm.
but
Right.
they just we and the thing is, we can sometimes not even do anything. We can simply talk with our words, the way we move. We can change up how we dress. We can change up a perfume,
Hmm.
any little thing, and we're not even doing anything. But because they see you moving differently,
Yeah.
they're
Mhm.
thinking that you are. And sometimes all it has to be is a mind game. So if I can do this to you as a woman and I'm really not doing it, what in the heck would you do if I really was doing something?
Right.
Right.
Right. Hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Mhm.
Facts, Red, and we know that. And look, it shouldn't be a game like that. You know what I mean? If I can do it, you can do it naturally. And this is what I tell anybody that will listen, especially me and my male friends or nephews, whatever the case may be. There's not a woman out here, I don't think. If it is, the percentage is very low. There's not
Mhm.
a woman out here that's being taken care of at home as far as everything. You know what I mean? Her
Correct.
need to love everything,
Correct.
that's going to go out and cheat on that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Hmm.
Right.
Right. Say that.
That's
Right.
just not the average woman. You may,
Right.
Right.
you
Not a
may
real woman.
Right. You may have 5% that, hey, they just out here, they doing their thing, whatever. But most women, if they know that their man is doing everything that they can do, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? they're not thinking about going out here and cheating.
Mm-mm.
It's just not like that. So
Right.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
great point. We're gonna go to BLS. BLS, before I get to you though, let Sassy TV from the 803 up. Hold on, Sassy. Hey, Sassy.
Hey, can y'all hear me?
Yes,
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
yes. Happy Mother's Day to you. How are you?
Happy Mother's Day to everyone on the panel and in the chat.
Yeah.
Thank
Happy
you. Happy
Mother's
Mother's
Day.
Let
Day.
the festivities
Thank you.
begin.
Yes, yes, yes. Now to the chat and to the bushes, we have 664 watching, 410 likes. So if you are in the bushes, just hit the like for me. If you're in the chat, please hit the like. But go ahead, BOS. What are your thoughts on so far? We've talked about Carlos pimping Martell,
Mm-hmm.
and we've talked about the backlash that Mel has been receiving regarding the audio.
Mm.
I wanted to, as it relates to the backlash regarding the audio, you guys, Ma- Mel has taken a lot and she's put up with a lot. But do you guys recall how she was rejected by her father? And so all that she is dealing with, she is now faced with having to deal with the pain of her being rejected and her, having a broken home and not having her father. And it's like we have given no, to me, have given no consideration for a lot of the why about how she's been moving. And so it's not just one, that's times four that she has to deal with that. And I don't believe that she recorded Mariah because of an attempt to hurt, but I do believe that she now understands, oh, if I don't record your butt, then
Mm,
you got me out here in these streets looking crazy.
looking bad.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Mhm.
And so whether I'm with her, whether you like it or not, I got to do what I got to do for me,
Mm-hmm.
because she thought she had allies in Destiny who was recording and telling Martell everything else.
Right.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And, so it was just a whole lot. And as it relates to Carlos King acting like he was outraged about robbing on Potomac,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and he out
Mm.
here doing the same doggone thing
Yep.
for his own show. And
Yep.
so that lets you know the integrity of who he is.
Mhm.
He
Mhm.
say one thing and then do another.
Yeah.
He's
But
a
I
liar.
was like, oh wow, like even looking at Robin cross-eyed.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
he
Mm.
out here in the game doing the same thing.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
He ripped Robin a new you know what.
yes,
Right.
he
Mhm.
Yeah,
He
that
And
did.
then was messing with her money like that.
Mm.
yes.
It's
Yes.
like, what are you doing? And
Whew.
then you got this clown over here, and somebody on somebody's post when he went running around with Martell on this publicity tour or whatever, they were talking about how he was just touching him so much.
Mm.
And
Mm.
then all of the
Mhm.
times that we've seen him with people, he ain't never touched them as much as he was touching him while they
Mm.
running around on this interview.
Mhm.
And I know I ain't saying nothing. I'm just repeating what the YouTube
Look,
streets was
and
saying.
Allegedly.
So
he gets a
allegedly,
twinkle in his eye and butterflies in his stomach when it
Mm.
comes to Martell.
right.
Chad gets googly eyed.
Ooh.
I guess he
So
like
yeah.
gherkin pickles.
A whole hot mess.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
Listen, hold on. So y'all know how, I don't know if y'all know, but Carlos, he mentions like his African man. I was like, you know what? Martell was talk about some African stuff when it came to that incest wine.
Mm.
He was. He definitely
Lord,
was.
Listen,
For
I was
sure.
good
And
at
I
math,
love the
honey.
fact,
I was good at math. Honey,
yeah.
something's adding up and it's mathing over there.
Mhm.
Right. Right.
And I love the fact that she threw shade at him because we ain't talk about that part of the clip where she
Sure.
said she wished she had married
A man.
had babies with a man and
Not
not
a
a
queen.
Not a
queen.
queen. Mm-hmm.
Y'all better listen. Y'all better listen.
Right.
She telling us.
We heard it loud and clear, baby. She's not the only one that said that.
So
Mm-mm.
His old face, old trusted sidekick has already alluded to the fact of allegedly, he likes
Mm-hmm.
money. And then who else? It was another person. Oh goodness. But yeah, that's not the first that has been out here. So yeah.
Yeah. Martell looked like he like his G spot tickled.
Uh-uh.
Mm,
Allegedly.
Mel is
And in my opinion.
with that slick
Okay.
hey, child. But go ahead, Sassy. Let me know your thoughts on the topic. Carlos, Big Pimpin' Kang, and the backlash when it comes to men.
well, the backlash to me, I'm gonna start with Mel's backlash. That always seems to come up whenever Martell does something like put out the court documents and all that stuff. And now they trying to say it's Mel that's doing that. Um it was okay for him to record his daughter coaching her, you know
Mhm.
what I'm saying, uh to get at Mel. But now that Mel is trying to cross her T's and dot her I's and make sure that she has everything documented, because when you're in a battle, you have to document everything, whether it's court, paper trail, or whether it's on a phone. With
Yeah.
a fool like Martell, you got to document everything
Yep.
because Martell would try to use it against you. Now, as far as them trying to smear campaign on Mel, I think this is Carlos leaking little stuff to certain bloggers that will definitely do his dirty work,
Mm-hmm.
in my opinion. And it seems to come out every time something like this happened. This happened one time before when they said male, it was male, and it wasn't even that person didn't even read what was going on. So I think this is just a smear campaign with
Mm-hmm.
Carlos. When I did a live earlier, and I went back and I was just looking at Carlos's his podcast stuff, and I ran across the one with Robin, and but it's the way he worded certain things. He was actually talking about Robin, but if you listen very carefully, he kind of alluded to Love and Marriage Huntsville, because he said their cheating is the new norm. It's 2023. Basically, you're
Mm-hmm.
going to have to get over it
everybody's
because
doing
women
it.
cheat, men cheat, his friends cheat, his gay men friends cheat with married men, and he giggled about it. I mean, he laughed like somebody was tickling him. So the morals that this man had,
Yeah.
there are none. He
Mm-hmm.
has no integrity. He has no he can care less about a marriage because he doesn't know what a marriage consists of. It's a vow. It's a promise before
Mm-hmm.
God, before people, before man. You forsake all others when you take a vow. And he does not care about that. And he let me know right then and there that he does not care. So it answered a lot of questions to me. When Mel was on that stage and he looked at Mel and asked, was Mel enough, and turned his head
Mm-mm-mm.
and looked at Martell and had a little giggle on his face, that let me know all right there. I don't know
Yeah,
who hurt Carlos, what woman did it.
His mama.
Yeah,
for sure.
but it is a mess. He is a mess. And this thing with him pimping Martell, he owes Sheree some what you call it? He owed her
Yeah.
some favors. because he stole some stuff from her, like he did Candy, in my opinion, allegedly. Just go back to
In my
2015
video.
and read all that stuff. So
Yeah,
you
that's
know,
in my video, Sassy. I just put in there. He tried to steal
yeah,
the show idea from Sheree.
the real estate thing.
Uh-huh.
And so yeah, he pimped Sheree and he pimped Martell. And you know, he is a snake. And yes, I believe he tried to take Candy's show and life and make it his own. And he would make it so messy, so nasty. That's why I believe Candy was upset, because she knew the nasty person that he is.
Right.
And he would have turned her life into, I mean, you know, we know Candy, her stuff is no secret, but he would have doubled it to make it look so bad on her. And that's what hurt her the most, because she knew if he had did that, it would have ruined her career.
Yeah.
He's about ruining people. He's unhappy.
Mm-hmm.
And he's trying to ruin Mel. He really is. And when I look at Mel, she has so outgrown this show. She
Yeah.
don't even look like she belongs on this show anymore.
Right.
Her ethics, her morals, her way of thinking, it's not even with this show. And I know this is her baby. I know it is, but she is so outgrown these people. And to be honest, Tiffany and Lou don't need to be on there. They don't even belong there. Not in my opinion. Because Lou has, you know, he loves his wife. These men are controlling individuals.
Mm-hmm.
They don't understand, you know, having a conversation with their wife or coming to a means where they can agree on, you know, reason together. This whole show was supposed to be love and marriage. It's not. It's a hot mess.
Yeah, it's definitely not love and marriage, you know.
It's not giving that black excellence. It's
Right.
not.
Other people that are married on the show, that's not ideal, if you ask me.
No.
You know,
Did y'all see the interview with Carlos and Marcel where he basically said Tisha was a character?
Give me one second.
Yeah.
1 second. When it comes to the other marriages, when you look at Kimmy and Maurice, in my opinion, Kimmy has shrunk herself down to this level. You know what I mean? Then when you look at Tisha and Marceau, I mean, that's self-explanatory.
She has downsized herself to make Maurice look better, which she should have never done that. She could have had it all, because Kimmy was actually moving forward. She was doing the TV shows and she was getting out there. And now she's shrinking herself to this man.
Yeah.
You know, I can't do it, because a true man wouldn't allow that to happen.
Exactly.
He will support you in your dreams, even if he's not moving in the direction he wants to move. At the moment, he still should support you, because wherever I go, you go.
Right.
Yeah, Jalen is not happy about that at all.
No, I think that's why he's not filming as much.
Yeah,
A real man's gonna pour into your life.
They haven't shown Jalen at all this
No.
season.
I wonder what's going on with that.
Yeah.
He probably told him he doesn't want to be a part of how they're portraying his mom.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, he had an issue when it came to Maurice. Basically,
Go ahead.
What happened?
What? A Queen's Tea?
It dropped.
Yeah, she dropped.
Okay, come back up, A Queen's Tea. Hit the link again. It's pinned. Give me 1 second, guys. Let me acknowledge a super chat. Let me scroll down and back up. Give me 1 minute. I'm just running my mouth, and I was also trying to send myself something that one of my subbies sent me about Mr. Carlos. Let's see. Okay, it was Faith Speaks. Y'all are up there clowning, and I love every minute of it. Not the G-spot tickle. Love they cutting up. It's them. Thank you, Faith Speaks. I appreciate it. Okay, we got Gigi back. Gigi?
yes, I'm back. Okay, I don't know what happened.
All right. Well, guys, let me real quick before we get back to that, and then anybody could jump back in. But there was an article that went around about Mr. Carlos, and I'm just going to read something here. I may do something on it once I can find. I did try to find this document, but I found it very interesting, as well as my subscriber. If you are in here, thank you for sending this to me. When they listed Carlos's shows, they did not include Love and Marriage Huntsville.
What?
Include Love and Marriage Huntsville.
Mm.
So it put Kingdom Reigns roster includes Grown Gospel, which airs on WeTV, blah, blah, blah. Owns Love and Marriage DC, and The Nightcap with Carlos King.
Mm.
Oh,
That's just all.
That's interesting.
Oh, look
Is
at
that
God.
not
no, thank you. You're not gonna put this in the ground. No, thank you. We're gonna take you off this.
Is that not interesting?
What would
Yes.
that mean?
It could mean a number of
Mm.
things. It could mean a number of things, if you ask me.
Mhm.
Did he get his walking papers? Like
He
he got
need them.
Well,
He
Well,
didn't
no,
say he's not
probably gonna
producing some of
be.
the episodes.
It's probably, yeah. I don't think they
but
ever
he,
show
no,
that,
he
do
couldn't
they?
have gotten his walking papers because they did mention Love and Marriage DC. But how did
Mm.
For
at
now.
the top of this list?
For
Right
now.
for now. But at the top
But
of
the,
this list, how did it not have your number one show?
Correct.
that's what I'm saying. And I'm wondering if that means, because you notice he's been trying to be a YouTube star lately. He's been doing all of this stuff on YouTube, but he has not been promoting. Like, he's been interviewing them individually the
Mhm.
same way he interviewed the people from Roa and all these other shows, as if he's not a part of the show. I had already said, like, something looks really fishy because he does not promote the Bell Collective. He does not promote the Love and Marriage Huntsville. Like, he never says anything about these shows, and it's almost like he has gone to YouTube to try to be this YouTube celebrity. And it's like he started doing. You notice he started doing it a few months ago. It was almost like he knew something was coming up. He knew something was in the works of him possibly being booted off this show for some reason, and he was trying to build his clientele, his supporters, and that's why he started doing it before the ish hit the fan.
I think so too. Because you have to admit that it's abnormal for a producer to be doing
Right.
what Carlos is doing on YouTube. You are cross what's the word I'm looking with him interviewing all of these stars, or not stars, celebrities, whatever, reality TV stars from these different shows. Those shows are in competition with your show.
Yes.
So that was like odd to me. And he has a thing for Bravo. You can tell that he's still in his feelings as far as let go, allegedly, from Bravo, because that's all he's really focused on is Bravo.
And wherever he's trying to go, he's trying to prep Martell to come along with him, which is probably why he tried to do the crossover to Roa, and he introduced Sheree and Martell together so that they could build some sort of partnership. With that, he just wants to have his hands in it some sort of way because he knew it. Right, he knew.
But Sheree is not gonna. I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
Sheree, her Kim Zolciak coming for her peach again.
Yes,
Okay.
And we'll get
gonna
it.
get it. And Kim Zolciak is gonna get another spinoff again. Sheree gonna be out of a job again. Because Kim Zolciak, they love her. And they're going to accommodate her any way possible. Sheree is the weakest link. She's the one that's got a lying relationship. She is not presenting the truth, and they're going to eat her alive.
Yeah.
And she looks just like Carlos's cloud of thinking.
Yeah.
She acts just like Carlos, and it's so sickening that this woman of her age will allow this man to play with her like this. But her and Martell are just, they got beautiful bodies. Ain't nothing inside. They just black.
Nothing upstairs.
That's the marshmallow brains.
Yeah.
They don't have anything. Just
You know what?
crazy.
When it comes to Sheree and Martell, and I'm just gonna be honest with you guys, if I were in the space of reality TV where I know that it was made up storylines, believe
They
me,
would.
I'm putting on a show. Okay,
Yes,
I'm gonna make
Lord.
that money. So
Right.
gonna do what me and Martell gonna do. Ooh, I hate to even say that. If you guys could have saw the look, I just scrunched my face up.
Ugh,
Hell,
my stomach hurt.
so gross. Okay. Let me
Hey,
get
I asked y'all a question.
anybody.
Which one of y'all think?
One second, pretty brown eyes. Let me
Okay,
get
sorry.
a scenario of what I would have done if we
Sorry.
were in a space where we can make some money. And I think we talked about this in my members only live. We in a relationship. We want a wedding special. We gonna get paid for that special, even if we gotta get it annulled. I'm
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
so
Hmm.
that's what the network is doing for them. But the network
Mm-hmm.
makes so much more money than these, and they pay some of them millions of dollars. They get
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
they getting big bank. Okay, so
Well,
that
you know,
shows to me that Martell and Sheree, they both are slow because
yeah,
I would milk. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Sheree, I don't think Sheree like went in anyway. So
That's
I
baby.
just still feel. I
Well,
just
what I
still
was
feel
gonna
like
ask,
One second, one at a time. Pretty brown eyes. After pretty brown eyes, we are going to you, Red Ann. Go ahead, pretty brown eyes.
I was just gonna crack a joke. I was gonna ask y'all, who do y'all think would lift the heavier weights out of Sheree and Martell?
Oh Lord.
Sheree.
Sheree.
Well,
Sheree.
I don't hold on. I don't know. I don't know, y'all, because Martell got that thick neck. I think that neck could carry a lot more weight.
Sheree got a thick one too. Sheree
So,
can lift it with
Ray's
her
legs
buns
are
of
bigger
steel,
than
child.
well, who can
mm,
squat the most? Sheree.
Sheree.
yeah, Sheree got it. Sheree got it.
He got the little
Yeah.
pistol legs.
For sure, for sure. Go ahead, Red Ann. What were you gonna say?
I forgot.
Okay, you got
Well, can I say something real quick? I actually got this is an idea for
Oh, I
Carlos
remember.
if he's listening. Oh, go ahead since you remember.
Okay. I will tell you this. I really do believe that Sheree probably wouldn't go through it simply because she doesn't seem like the type that will really let those babies come up in that
oh,
house.
absolutely
And
not.
you
Mm-mm.
know,
Mm-mm.
she just seems to be so vain.
You don't
Yeah,
feel
she
that?
wouldn't let. Yeah, I don't think she would allow that.
Mm.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Yeah, I don't
Especially
ask them
little
about that.
Jackie Chan. He been on tow the whole
I bet
house
she
down.
does too.
Wow. Renee Hemfield, yes, I put that in my last video. He did steal a allegedly show idea real estate show from Sheree, and as a makeup gift or whatever, while he was a producer of Real Housewives of Atlanta, he promised that he would get her back on the show. In the meantime, he was let go from the network, so he still paid his debt back to Sheree by
Mm-hmm.
creating a storyline with Mr. Martell.
Martin.
Mhm.
Mm-mm.
And
Oh,
she didn't get she was a friend of the show and she never did get the peach. So
mhm.
that's why she
Mm-mm.
was mad at him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Martell will get a peach before she does.
Yeah.
she got it now. This season, she got the peach, don't she, guys?
She
Mm.
got
Yeah,
the
I
peach.
think you do.
Look, this is just a little game for Carlos. I feel like go ahead and haul up Sheree, Martell, Stormy, and her whole ghetto crew. Um, Dusty, get all of them together and go over to the Zeus Network.
And have a ball.
Have
Right.
That's where they belong.
at it.
That's where they belong. They could definitely let loose over there.
Look,
Okay.
have at it. You got you a brand new show that'll probably be number one. Call it the Ghetto Couches, the Ghetto Couch Crew. I don't know. I don't know what y'all gonna do, but figure it
Man,
out. It's just gonna be a bunch of ratchetness, weed being thrown. Somebody's gonna end up going to jail because they got caught in the warehouse, with white stuff on their hands.
Oh my
It's
God.
just gonna be a whole thing.
that's true. Well,
But
speaking of,
it'll be syndicated though.
oh yeah, this is what I know for a fact, and I'm going to say allegedly just because I have to, but I do think that Carlos resents Mel for Mel putting her foot down and saying that coleslaw will never be on that show
Mm-hmm.
because I would
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would never forget when Funky Dineva was talking about the story when it comes to coleslaw. And he said, and if Carlos King is smart, he will get that girl on that show. That's been a year or two ago.
Mm-hmm.
and it
Never.
hasn't happened. You know, he said it'll
Mhm.
be reality TV gold and blah blah blah. Yeah, so Mel blocked that, and I do think that that's one of the reasons why he made the statement that he made at the reunion. And I do think that he has some resentment when it comes to Mel. When it comes to stealing shows, he stole Love and Marriage Huntsville from
From
Mel.
there.
I don't care what name her and Martell had in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't know about Huntsville if it wasn't for this show.
Exactly.
What it is, if it wasn't for, I'll give it to both of them, Mel and
Right.
Martell. He
Right.
stole this show by telling them, "Well, I think I want to take it in another direction." So it's
Mhm.
just funny to me when you hear all of these news stories of people that saying that he's done the same thing. It's not funny, but you know, it just makes me raise my eyebrow and give him the side eye for real.
Mm-hmm.
That's scandalous.
And chit chat,
Well,
if
why
you
don't
think
he just
about this,
go?
if you think about it, when I was looking at his video, I feel like they are trying their best again to get Mel out be-
Absolutely.
to do that. I've been saying this from day one. If he can get that girl on the show, he will do it because he loves mess. He
Mhm.
Mhm.
loves it. And he wants that
Mhm.
girl on the show so she can tell everything about Marceau and he don't have to. And Maurice, and he will sit back and just gloat in it. He
Mhm.
loves the
Yeah,
demise of marriages. He loves nastiness. He loves mess, and he just sits back and laughs and gloats in it. And
Yeah.
that's sickening to me. That lets
that's
me
why
know
he's
your mind
crossed over to
is bad.
YouTube. That's why he can come over to YouTube because now he can get her on that platform. And if he
Mm-hmm.
wants to interview her, he can do all of that and not have to worry about the show not saying no and what he has to say,
Yep.
can and can't say, and she can spill all the tea. It's just a matter of time before he has an
Oh, she
exclusive
coming.
interview.
Oh
She
yeah.
Well,
coming.
he can create his own show and bring Ariane and Martell and Sheree and let them live happily ever after. Just create
Well,
another show with that dynamic.
matter
Mm-hmm.
of fact, why don't he go over here there to TLC and try to get them on Seeking Brother Husband?
Mhm.
I
That's a
think it'll
funny
work.
show.
Or Side Chicks of Atlanta.
That's
Yeah.
that's a
Oh,
crazy
you know
show.
what? Yeah.
And speaking of coleslaw, how sad, it's not sad. I don't have any pity for her, but I just, just now trying to put myself in her shoes and I see Martell making headlines with Sheree. Martell has always made headlines with his ex wife. And then
Mm-hmm.
here I am, just in the background, not in the
Right.
spotlight at all. You know,
Mm-mm.
Mhm.
that karma that hit her is just amazing to me.
Yes.
Mhm.
Mhm.
It's amazing. Everybody else is able to capitalize, make a couple dollars, and you sitting there peddling these same RE Express outfits.
That was my
Same.
Right.
point. That was my
Talking about
point.
you that girl. You that girl. You the main one. No, you're not. You're not even the one or the two.
Mm-mm. Over there photoshopping those pictures with one big leg and one little leg,
Yeah,
trying to hide that. Them
yeah.
good.
I used to,
I over there, look, honey, she got that little dress with the fur on the end. I looked at that. I said, that
what
girl on
is that though?
Photoshop.
Because it looked like tinsel to me. The little skirt,
Yes,
it looked like
I,
Christmas tinsel.
She
I
done
don't know
folded
what
up
it is.
a fur rug, a little one of them little cheap rugs, and put it on her leg. Just
It's
I
talking about
don't
it's
know
an
what
probably
it
one of
Arby
her little
design.
daughter's dress skirts.
Go
Oh,
ahead, Red Ann. I couldn't hear you.
I said it's probably one of her little daughter's skirts.
Really? Wait a minute, Relly. You put Bell Collective was brought to him by Letitia? That's the first I've heard of that. Really?
Well,
is.
I
Wait a
did
minute,
remember
but
Letitia
yeah,
said that was her
not
show.
Scott.
Well, she brought not Letitia Scott,
No,
Letitia
Right.
no,
on
the
Bell
other
Collector.
Letitia.
The teacher Peterson or
Right.
Pearson.
And he done stole
Done
stole that.
stole it.
I wonder what's going on with Mel's production company. Because if I were Mel, I would be producing my own show. She has
Mm-hmm.
the
Mm-hmm.
fan base where it's gonna go out of control. It's gonna, you know what I
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I would be venturing away from this. I get it though,
I
because
would.
even though he did, in my opinion, steal this show from her, it's still her baby, her creation, and it's like putting it in the hands of all of these other folks. But I
Yeah.
don't know how much I
uh-huh.
would be able to take. I'm sorry.
I think she really could, like you said, start her own show on her own with her own production company because she just has so much that she could say and such a large platform and an audience that she can draw just off her story alone. Just imagine pulling in other women that have
Yes.
experienced or currently experiencing it and just creating a whole, you know, platform just based off of that. She would have the following for sure. She would have the following.
Yes, she
And
would.
then just be able to exemplify black excellence for real.
And control her own narrative. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they doing her dirty out here. I'm sorry from
They
the
doing the dirty.
whole
Yeah,
school.
Mel has a plan. She definitely does. She's working
Oh
on
yeah.
something behind the scene, I feel. And I feel like that it's coming to an end because the show's just not honestly, if you take Mel away from the show, what do you have?
Nothing.
See?
A bunch of Bessemer Billies.
Because her fan base is going with her.
Yeah.
Sure
Exactly.
is.
Exactly. So yeah, no, they need to come up with something quick because I feel like they know the end is coming. I feel like that's why Carlos is also trying to dip into every pot he can. He's trying to dip his hand in it because he knows that OWN is coming to an end. 'Cause, like we said on the paperwork, it doesn't even show that you know, Love and Marriage Huntsville is nowhere even on your as even a syndication for you. I thought it was a syndicated show. You're the producer. That should be your number one.
Or they may just be changing the production company from his to Melodies.
Now that's
That
something else.
Oh,
thought.
yeah.
Wow, Red and that's something else. Do you hear me?
Yeah.
They
I
have
would
This
love
little
to see
booty
their
will
face.
be tight,
I
honey.
would love to see their face when they say who's a production company.
and other networks have definitely done that before. You know
Yes,
what I mean?
ma'am.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
he can get his little royalties from the show as far as the episodes, but maybe that's it. Like Pink Diva said, something is going on. Man is a gossip blogger now. That's what he is. And he's anything that's on social media. You know, I can tell if I see him like a post, I already see it. I know a YouTube video is coming. He's talking about the what's the girl? Love Lockup or whatever. I don't watch.
Yeah, Monique.
Yeah, he's talking about all that stuff.
Right, Monique and Derek. Then he was talking about Kim and Croy. Then he was talking about everything. So you know something has happened because a regular producer is not in this space.
No.
You don't see Andy Cohen doing all that.
No.
He's like Puffy dancing in all the videos.
You're definitely not going to be working out of a walk-in closet.
Y'all are funny tonight.
He's a hype man.
Yeah, but if you're not hyping your own, that's what never made
That's
sense
true.
to me.
Right?
You know what
But
I'm saying?
that's what started making him look suspicious. You're doing all of this for everybody except what's supposed to be your baby.
The one that's actually charting, the one that's actually making noise.
Yeah.
You're not saying nothing about. You're too worried about shows, like you said, that you're competing with.
Yeah.
What in the world what is this? Like I said, you are recording inside of your walk-in closet, which is nice. It's beautiful. It looks better than mine. I would say that, but come on. That Andy Cohen's got he got a platform, a whole show. Only time you get to sit on the stage is when you do the reunion.
That's it.
It's not adding up.
Something is wrong.
Enjoy watch what happens live with Andy. Carlos tried that with his nightcap and failed.
Wonder where that.
Something is just not right about that whole thing that's going on there. So I think we have to wait and see what's really going on. I think we'll probably get some type of announcement soon. You know, you try to post and all of that, but I do think that he is getting mail on the back end, you know, because it was because of her that they had to have that big meeting anyway, because she wasn't pleased with them bringing the Crazy Scott brother on there. A lot of stuff going on last
But
year.
they should have never done that. Period.
Never, ever, ever.
That was a safety.
Everything.
It was a safety. It could have went really bad.
Yeah.
Even at that birthday party, it could have went so bad.
Yes, it could
But
have.
Yeah.
this man does not care.
Yeah.
He
When
does
they
not
did,
care that there were children there. He does
no.
not care.
Right.
He just
Everything is
boosted
not
Martell's head up.
Yep. Yep.
And
And you
he'll
know,
say, when you go to court, I just tell them it's for work, in my opinion.
hmm
You had to
Uh,
do that for work to keep him from getting in trouble.
yeah.
No, it's just so much behind
Yeah.
the scenes stuff that this man does for Martell. It just makes me.
Yeah. And he couldn't let Mel have her own time, TV time with her kids, enjoying a party that she
Mm-mm,
paid for during her week, all of that. And then you just insert some mess into that. And then in doing that, you then try to make her look bad. So
mm-mm.
right.
you could say,
Even
well,
though you were told no, you couldn't come before the party even started.
You talk to him in advance.
Yeah, you were told no. Production was told no. And that's also something that makes me upset. Production was told. They were informed he's not allowed at the party. So when y'all seen him come up, because y'all knew he was there because it seemed like he was mic'd at some point. Y'all knew
Mhm.
that he was there.
yeah, he
How
was
was
right.
it?
Oh, he was
How,
Mike.
Right.
so
They
how is it that he drove up in that parking lot in a private party and y'all allowed him to come up and y'all was ready with cameras? Lights, camera, action, ready to catch this moment.
Yeah, they left a parking space for
And
Martell out
that's
front.
Mhm,
exactly what I was getting ready to say.
They
mhm,
did.
To chat where he parked, that's right next to the door. So
hmm
you know,
Mm-hmm.
mhm,
anytime you go somewhere, you always want to try to get closest to the door. So for that to be empty and so
mhm.
many guests were already
Conveniently.
inside, yeah,
Yeah, well,
Mm-hmm.
Mel said it herself. She's the one that said that. That's when she peeped game. Wait a
yeah.
minute. Behind the scenes, I'm sure they were talking, and she probably heard that Martell was trying to come. So she said that she called him that morning as well to let him know. Look, I just told you last week, during the week, and all of that, you're not invited.
Don't
Then she
Right.
try it.
this parking spot right out front, and Mr. Martell pulled in. So
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
it's definitely a setup. It is not a good look. I don't know what's up with Carlos. I try to give everybody the benefit of the doubt, but yeah, I got a lot of doubts. A
I
lot of
can't give him a
And
benefit, chit chat. I'm
no,
sorry. That
no,
man
no,
is a
that's
sneaky
I said
snake.
that was past
And
that was past tense.
yes. And but they didn't show the cousin, but pumping Martell down, honey. And Martell got walked in and got walked out,
Yeah.
So they didn't show that, you know,
Show
and
that.
all that stuff. But it could have just went bad in so many ways. It
if
could have.
you really coming to see your kids, make it believable. Come with a gift. It's her
Exactly. He
birthday.
had
Come with
nothing.
something. You had nothing. You came with the intent of wanting to see what Melody was doing. You didn't care about the kids. It
Mm-mm.
was who was there at the party with Mel.
Gigi, can you
You
hear
wanted
me?
Mhm.
to see if her
Yeah.
man was there.
Let Sassy finish, please. We trying to go one at a time. I'm sorry.
All right, my apologies.
No
Oh,
problem.
oh,
Go ahead, Sassy.
oh, I was just saying, it just could have went bad and the kids would have saw so much negativity between their mother and father, and it could have got physical. And if you guys remember how Tank used to cry and he used to say that he was always sad,
Yeah.
and that touched me because this man doesn't care how his children are feeling, what they're going through. But what I found interesting the most with Martell when he was sitting down with Nell, and Nell was asking him about the kids, and he said they're good, they're going to school, but there's something different. It's
Yes.
because they're growing up and they know who you are.
Yep.
They peaking game, they understanding now.
Yep.
You put this baby on them, and now they understand. You brought this baby with my mom. Y'all
Yeah.
were together. They're putting one and one, and it's adding to two. And
Yeah.
now they are looking at him in a certain way. That's what it is, Martell. You
Mhm.
thought you was going to keep this from your kids, even to the point where you tried to say Ariana wasn't pregnant when Mel was pregnant. That was the biggest lie.
Yes, it was.
Period.
Yes, it was. And what's sad about that is, he just disrupted their life. Number one, it was too much for
Yes.
kids to
Mm-hmm.
deal with all at once. You know what I mean? Those are highly intelligent kids.
Mm-hmm.
Those kids from a very, very young age. Sugar Mama was talking probably before she was one, or as
Yes.
soon as she turned one. You could just look back at previous episodes. Those children are very smart. So they know that, wait a minute, we got mommy in one house, daddy in another house. Why? He didn't even give them a chance to get through that. And then next thing you
No.
know, here go this baby. That's not by your mama.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody does not handle things the way some people are able to adjust. I don't think they're really adjusting to anything. And that's why we see so many different mental health issues and things like that down the line, because people aren't dealing with the issues. And when you introduce that to kids, you know what I mean? It's just terrible. It's terrible.
And Mel told him, don't do it right now.
She told him that.
Wait until they can get a handle on the divorce.
Uh-huh.
Wait until they are comfortable to the point where they can still ask questions to
Mhm.
both of us and we can give them answers. But
Yeah,
because Mel said don't do it right now,
he
he
did.
was going to do what he wanted to
Yep.
do.
Yep.
And now these kids, the Eminem kids, are growing up. They see it now.
Oh yeah.
They're understanding it now.
Yeah.
They're remembering now when you went on your rampage, in my opinion, with the doors shut.
Yeah.
If you do that in the public, I can imagine what you done at home behind the doors.
Mm-hmm.
So these kids are remembering and they're sponges. And
Yeah.
he just does not care. He was supposed to be the foundation. He
Yeah.
cracked it. He lost the whole kingdom and he wants to blame Mel for it. You can't blame nobody but yourself.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Nobody. You
Yeah.
lost this all on your own. And it's time for him to accept that. But the
Yeah.
narcissistic person in him, it would never accept it
Mhm.
because he was always going to blame somebody, whether it's Mel, his mama, or anybody else. He's going to blame somebody. But
Mhm.
it's never Martell's fault.
Yeah. And
Never.
that's scary. That's
Yeah,
scary.
it's very scary.
A lot of people that refuse to look inward. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
And deal with that before you start dating other people. Well, he was dating all through the marriage, so for him, you know
hmm
what I mean? But before you take that baggage on to someone else or have more kids, it's like he's just spreading all this mess wherever he can, and he hasn't even looked inward and dealt with this with himself first.
He's
You know?
not living in his truth.
Yeah.
He's living a lie, and to the point where his whole life is a lie, and he never knew what the truth was, who he is as a person.
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't accepted the fact that, to me, your truth is you just a criminal.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's all you are to me, because that's what you show me every time you do something. It's a criminal minded action. It's always something bad that you're setting up to buy, to go after Male. It's a criminal activity. And you don't realize that your mind is criminal minded, to me, personally, in my opinion, that every time Male does something, he wants to cause sabotage.
Yeah.
He wants to he wants to wreak havoc over her life. He wants to be the chaos in her life.
Yeah.
But he doesn't realize God still has peace and has melody covered. So the chaos doesn't penetrate her. She's too busy covering her children. She
Mm-hmm.
doesn't want her children to feel the chaos. And sometimes you have to back away from social media to reboot your spirit so
Yeah.
she can keep protecting her children. It's
Yeah.
not about her, it's about her kids. And
Mm-hmm.
she's taking all this blunt, all these hits, all these words, all these accusations, and she is protecting her children. And so they won't have to hear it.
Right.
And it's sad because she's doing it by herself, and none of these pygmies see that. You would think
Yeah.
some women done been through this mess. I know I have. I've been through it. Thank God I got out of it.
Absolutely.
Um,
Absolutely.
so I don't understand why. I guess some people say Martell is a upgrade from what they have. I don't know. You know,
That gotta be what it is.
Well,
because
God, where did they
you
come
can
from
charm them.
then?
He can charm the physical of you, but can he charm the spirit of you? You
One
know, he can give you everything he wants physically. I don't even know that. I mean, you know, he lacking, but
for real.
Mm-mm.
I ain't saying a thing, child.
lacking, honey. But I'm just saying that's why he builds himself up because
Yes.
he's lacking in his mind. He's lacking in the area. He's lacking in his spirit. He has nothing to offer.
Yeah.
He
I
Mm.
thinks his body is a sacrifice of, you know, he offers his body
mean,
and
right.
his charm.
And that's all he got.
That's all he got.
Mhm.
Have a video manual, I should say, of the genetic makeup of this guy. You're able
Mm,
to go back and watch. Hey, you may be interested in him, but let me see. He was on Love and Marriage Huntsville. Let me watch the show. Let me do
mm-hmm,
a search on social media and see if there's anything. And you would still date him.
Right.
Date him. So it's just a lot of women out here that they don't care. And
they
it's
don't.
but I do want to get back to Gigi Nine. Go ahead, Gigi. I just want to give Sassy a chance to finish her point. What were you gonna say, Gigi?
I completely agree with everything she said. Like I said, he came with the intention to start mess, I feel. He came looking for a problem because during this time of filming, weren't they going through him taking her for full custody?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So
Yep.
these ladies are sitting there talking about how she should have did this and should have did that. This man had her in court,
Mm,
lying to the judges, trying to attack her character as a mother,
Uh-huh.
trying to get her children taken away from her. And then he
Uh-huh.
shows up to a party that she throws, he's not invited to, and it's court ordered that he's not supposed to be around. But yet he's there, and you're saying, oh, well, she should have let him in. No, she should have kicked his ass all the way out. And
mm-hmm.
somebody else should have been right there ready to throw some elbows in his head, made his, head a little bit bigger.
That
It's
part.
just my opinion. Because enough is enough. And for him to say, call the popo,
Mm.
I mean, the
oh,
police
okay.
department is right around the corner. It wouldn't have took them long to get there.
Mm-mm. But y'all know he allegedly he has connections
He's got
in the
connections.
police
Not
department.
everybody.
Okay,
Not everybody.
exactly. Not everybody.
They need to go ahead and
And
make an example.
and I feel that Mel carries more weight at this point.
Mm.
But
Well,
I feel like
I'm
go
sorry.
ahead.
Go
But
ahead.
yeah, no, it's okay. I was just saying enough is enough. You didn't have a gift, and then you didn't come back and get her, even though you were. Mel was nice enough to say, "Look, wait till the party's over. You can get
Uh-huh.
her," and you
Correct.
didn't do it.
Mm-mm.
That just shows you really didn't want him. You don't want him
He
now.
didn't. Uh-uh. He
That's in
didn't.
my opinion. You don't want him now. You
Mm-mm.
want Mel. You want custody of Mel, not the kids.
Yep.
You
Right.
still
And
want
her money.
control of her. You want to
Control
know what
her.
she's doing, and that's why you want. Well, when you go somewhere, tell me. No, I will
That
not.
that's horrible.
Mel is doing what she needs to do, and for all the pick me's that say, well, she should have done this. No, honey, y'all need to get your lives together. Go to therapy, find out why your daddy left your mama, and figure out exactly what it is that you need to do to keep your man where he needs to be so that he's not out here getting coleslaw.
Mm.
Melody should be doing exactly what she's doing. And that is what she's doing.
Hmm.
Exactly.
That's right.
So
Protecting her peace, protecting her children.
Right.
Exactly. She's doing right.
Like, to your point, Sassy, I mean, I take social media breaks, not YouTube, but even Facebook breaks. I don't
Oh
think that you
yes.
have to be in the limelight or anything like that. Sometimes it's just needed,
right.
for your own time. But I
Exactly.
get that Mill does it because it is a lot that we will never know. And we've said this that she's went through, that she's currently going through, and unfortunately, with an ex like Martell, it's ongoing. I don't see a day
Mhm.
where
Mm-hmm.
it's just gonna miraculously stop the nonsense. I just know it's that's him, you
He's
know.
too much of a
And
worry.
it doesn't even stop even when he gets in another real relationship. He
That's
still
right.
will not stop.
Nope.
Nope.
They never stop. Men like Martell never
Never
stop.
stop. And then they turn the person that they're with against you by the lies that they tell.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's
Hmm.
amazing how
I mean, that's the
manipulative,
type
but
of
he has the Machiavellian, we call it what you call it, the Machiavellian
Machiavellian.
approach when they are
Mhm.
manipulative. He's
Yeah.
a master
Yeah,
manipulator. He
Yep.
can really
right.
manipulate people. And people don't believe this, but this is what criminals do.
It's a real thing.
It
It's
is a real thing. My husband tell me all the time, girl, you got to. He works at in the DOJ, and he tells you if you don't watch it, they will have you. You believe these jokers.
man.
You will believe they didn't do it. He
Oh,
said that's why
Uh-huh.
we are trained to
Yeah.
recognize, manipulation. There are
yep.
certain cues to learn,
Oh yeah.
and it's amazing. Martell has mastered it.
I
Yeah.
mean, Melody has made it clear when she invited him on that Destin trip, when she was out on the balcony and he came out there, she did tell him. She said, I would like to get to a place where
Yeah.
you're in a relationship, I'm in a relationship, and we can all be together and co-parent and get along.
Mm-hmm.
Never happened.
He kind of,
Mm-mm.
yeah, he kind of shrugged it off, but he will be the type that would bring who he's with and then try to cause some drama because she's
Yep.
with somebody.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. I think Mel was very hopeful at that time.
Yeah.
You know,
Uh-huh.
because I'm gonna tell you guys, I saw a change in just Martell. You can look at a person's eyes and see a lot. I saw a change in Martell. It was the next morning after that dinner that they all went to, where he forced her to sit at a table just with him, all
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
and production.
Mm-hmm.
But when he was sitting there with Mama Holt that following morning, that's when I saw like the wheels turning in his head.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Right.
We know that shortly thereafter is when he filed for full custody.
Mm-hmm.
It was just odd. I would have to try to play a clip for you guys because there was also a change in Mama Hope. Mama Hope
Mm-hmm.
was happy on that trip. She loved it. She was back with her family. She was sucking it all up. But I could tell that they had some type of conversation off camera. And then when they taped them, you could just see the tenseness in both of them. And I think that Mel never said it, but I think that Martell probably tried to do
Yep.
what he did in Vegas, go on the road
Mm-hmm.
and all of that, and she shut him down. And that's why he was so angry once he got back.
Yep,
You
Right.
know?
he was angry. He tried it and got denied it. And that morning he woke up. He can't believe it.
Yep.
Believe she shut me down,
Yeah.
but believe it because she doesn't love you.
Yeah.
And the love that she had for you is gone.
It's gone.
And he refuses to believe that because in his mind, he has always been able to manipulate the old male.
Yeah.
Right.
The younger male. Male is not that same male anymore. Male has grown up. She
And
has
she said
wised
that.
up.
She did
Okay.
say that.
She understands, she knows this man better than anybody. And she knows that he is a manipulator and a liar.
Yep.
And
Yep.
she knows that. And she won't put herself back into that situation ever
Oh,
again. And I
oh.
don't blame her. And
Mm-mm.
he knows that he can't manipulate this woman anymore.
Uh-huh.
Everything he's doing, he's trying different tactics and it's not working and it's angering him
Yeah.
to the point where he's bucking up now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you bucking up? You really trying to yell at my mama and
Well,
yell at me?
I tell
Man,
you what,
It wouldn't have been
if
me,
the
honey,
city of
because he would have
Huntsville,
caught a mouthful of fish.
I would have called Pookie and them
What
so
you
right,
talking about?
Quick,
Pookie and
quick.
them so fast. They would have been up there.
right.
That was very disrespectful. And my thing is,
Disrespectful.
when is enough enough? You've been yelling and screaming and getting in people's face and all that for years. When are you
And
gonna
Mel said it like 20 or 30 minutes of it.
yes. When are
But
Now,
I will.
you accept the fact that it's done? Martell messed it up because he'll never get another invite. There will never be another family vacation like that.
mm-mm,
But
There
he's
But
a
I
will
great
will tell
father.
you. I will say this: with them going through this custody situation in Alabama, Huntsville, if the court system, I understand, and I don't think any person, any woman on this panel, any mother on this panel would say, keep the children away from Martell. you know,
Mm-mm.
because that's their father,
Yeah.
and he's half of them.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
However, with that being said, you have to look at the behavior.
Mm-hmm.
And if Huntsville, the family court system, if they continue to drag their feet on this,
Mm.
not nip this in the bud, something happens, this is going to be something that we're going to hear about for a very, 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 very long
Mm-hmm.
time.
Well, the case
And-
is over.
okay.
Ready?
For
Okay.
Martell, but Mel still has demands that she is trying to get across or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
Martell's part is over, but
Got it.
Mel still has something going on with him. Um, some
Probably some
other
anger
demands.
management or parenting stuff.
Got you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but as far as the judgment when it comes to the kids, that's done.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got
Thank you,
And
Jesus.
and it's something Mel said that resonated in my soul. You guys, I had a best friend. Oh, she had a man just like Martell. And Mel said, y'all, I know what y'all said, what you guys would do, but let me handle it. And she said, I would do it in my way, and I got this. My
you.
best friend one at the time told me that because we kept telling her, get protection. You need to move.
Do
This
this,
boy
do
is
this.
crazy. No, I got him. I know how to handle him. Y'all, that might work for y'all, but it don't work for me. I handle my way. And he ended up unalive her.
Mm,
Her baby was 6 weeks old. Their
Mm,
baby at her
mm,
job. She
yeah.
turned around, hit her in the back once with a gun, and then turned around and she begged him. He looked dead in her eyes and unalived her,
Mm,
and
mm.
went home and unalived himself.
Lord, Lord, Lord.
And would have unalived the baby if he could have found her. Him. This is
mm,
how great. This is dangerous to me, and I see Martell, and I can. He's so calculating, and it's almost like if you get mesmerized by this smile and this charm and this charismatic charm, because the devil is charismatic, honey. He
Mm.
knows what your eye like. Oh, you like a good looking man, don't you? And oh yeah, I'm gonna give you that man, but he ain't gonna be worth it on the inside. Like I said, you
mhm,
can dress it up all you want. It's still it. It's still gonna stink. It's still not have no substance. You can
Right.
dress Martell up all you want, but Martell until Martell gets help, which is not going to help because Martell don't think nothing's wrong with him. It's going to continue to get bad. And
Yeah.
when Mel said that, I was like, my God, I hope that she realizes that I've heard this before. I know other women have heard this, and I just want her to be protected at
Right.
all times.
You
Yeah.
know what, Sassy? I think she is. Because remember when Basement Billy, but she ain't going to just say it because you ain't really
Yeah,
supposed to
Got
tell people. But when Basement Billy acted a fool, Mama Van even said, I went and had to go and strap up,
yeah,
okay, legally.
mhm,
But I'm going to protect my home and myself at all costs. So
mhm,
and Mel did make a statement that she does have security
Yeah.
nearby when X,
too.
Y, and Z. But on the other note, I don't think she'll just be blasting everything on how she's protecting herself because it gives the other person an advantage to try to get around
mhm,
that.
Exactly.
yeah.
But if he just shows up at her house with a bottle of wine, he'll do anything. But
That was
Marcel is
yeah,
unstable.
Right.
yeah,
And that was in the past. I doubt
that
if
was
that
in the past. Their
right. I doubt
protection
if that's
level is totally different now, I think.
right.
Yeah.
And my thing about that, and I'm sorry to hear that, Sassy.
Mm-hmm.
I have a friend that her dad did the same to her mom. Went to the
Mm.
job, mom hid under the desk. I don't even like putting this stuff in the atmosphere. You know what I mean?
I don't either, but it is a
Mhm,
reality.
It's real.
We,
Just for me to get personal with you guys. I had a situation way back in the day. I was in my early. Well, I ain't gonna say way back in the day, like I was in my early 20s, and I was my boyfriend or whatever. And the night before was his birthday, and he had something to drink, and he turned like into a whole different person in the car. Now,
mm.
together. And I'm like, what is going on? And
Mm.
in the car, I mean, it was crazy. Okay. Now he was a police officer. But anyway,
Mm,
They
I made
crazy.
the decision that
mhm,
we were going to his friend's house and we all were going to hang out for his birthday. When he got out the car and said, let me go up and see if they ready, I drove off and I left him there because he was talking real reckless in the car, things that I never heard before. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
So I go back home and I pack me up a bag and I go to my sister's house. And at the time we had one car and he was like, he called me that morning and he's like, well, I got to go to work. I need you to come pick me up, take me to work. I'm sorry about last night or whatever. He had to be at work at 6 a.m., I believe it was. Anyway,
mm,
it was dark and we are driving. Something told me, put you something under this car seat, okay?
Uh-huh.
Me
mm,
that he's gonna act a fool. So when we were driving, he said, B, I know you didn't leave me last night. I mean, he just japped out. I
mm,
jumped out the car and I started running. I had a knife in my hand.
Uh-huh.
Comes from behind me, grabbed me by my neck. I still have scratches on my thighs from it. And
Mm.
we
Mercy.
go down. We was in a dark area with woods and all of that. We go
Mm.
straight down. He grabbed me by the back of my neck and run me straight into them woods, and the woods just dropped. So we went,
mm,
sliding down.
Mm.
Thank God I just thought
Wow.
at the time to use reverse psychology. And I'm
Mercy.
like, I'm sorry, I love you. And let's just, I'm just trying to get out these damn woods. Okay.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
we get back up there, long story short, I'm waving this knife. Once we get back to the top, I just started running. I'm waving this knife, trying to get cars to stop. Wouldn't nobody stop, but somebody must have called the police. And as they, as me and him still out there, I'm trying to get back to the car, I could see the lights coming. It was very quick, thank God. And
mm.
that happened.
Mercy,
Oh
Jesus.
my
Thank
God.
God.
And I
Mm,
survived it, thank God. Now I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna say this: it was not by my hands, and I swear to God on this, it was not by my hands. He was unalived by two women.
mm,
That's
mhm,
karma.
Mm.
10 years later, same thing happened. Jumped on the girlfriend, her and her friend, you know,
Yeah.
Yep.
did
mm,
whatever.
mm,
So it is
mhm,
very sassy, and a lot of us can see see what's going on and see what type of,
mhm,
and I hate to say this, and we're gonna get off of that because, like I said, I don't want to put it in the atmosphere, but my sister watches Love in Huntsville as well. And she's always said that Martell is the type where just from his behavior,
mhm,
he snaps out and this and that. Martell is the type that if he ever get down bad, bad, bad,
mm,
that's the type of person you want to make sure your kids not around, or
Correct.
mhm.
because
Exactly.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
that will try to take everybody out. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
it's scary, but I'm confident that Mel, she's a smart cookie, and I just don't think that she's naive where she doesn't know how this man can, you know what I
Like
mean?
Dr. Derica.
Yeah,
Mhm.
She
Yes,
knows.
Lord.
She knows.
yes. But I worry, I worry about her,
Of
especially
course.
like if she just happened to run to the grocery store in Huntsville. You got this
Mm-hmm.
nutcase on the loose. You got Cody
Mhm.
on the loose. On the loose. You know what I mean? And it's too much. But
It is a lot.
I
Mhm.
think we're ready for him though. So yeah, great,
I know
great.
I would be, honey.
Stay ready, okay? And it was
Well.
very comforting to know that her male cousins did step up at that
Mm-hmm.
party, you know?
Mhm.
Well, I will still say this. This is not his city. This is not his
I'm on
city.
live.
This is not his city.
Yeah. Like he said it
Mhm.
was, huh?
It is. Well, if it was his city, he will be getting some work.
Right?
People don't even
Mm-hmm.
want to
That's
work
true.
with him, huh?
No,
Nobody.
I want to work with him.
No. No.
They don't
No.
Yeah.
want to work with him.
Mhm.
They don't trust him.
Nope.
Uh,
What comes with
No.
him?
Talk
You know
about.
what I mean? Who
But
wants
Chris
that type of
Fletcher said that
exposure?
on the show. That's the reason why they didn't want the 47-acre deal, because then
Yeah.
nobody wanted to work with
Right.
him and be
Mm-hmm.
associated
Mhm.
with him with his bad luck self.
And he was
Yes, I
Mhm.
remember.
he was
I
crushed
mean,
when he
he has
found out that he
always.
wanted to work with Mel though. He was crushed.
Uh-huh. I
Mhm.
mean, he has always been. If you really go back now and start looking at the earlier episodes, we didn't see it then. I know I didn't see it, but I see it now because I see how Mel left everything and now she is, I mean, the gates have opened for her and he's absolutely stagnant. He's not moving. He can't
Mm-mm.
turn right,
Mhm.
left. He can't do anything. And in some of those earlier episodes when, she would get an award and things like that, who was always sitting at the table? Him. Because he
Mhm.
wasn't he didn't do anything. He was
Yeah.
just sitting at the table with the kids and she was the
Mhm.
one getting the awards. And then
Mhm.
you could tell, well, I do things too, just sounding so immature.
Mhm.
Just so immature.
Yeah.
And then when she rise, he rise. That's how dumb he was. When she got an award, he got an award because she always said, my children, my husband, God. She
Hmm.
always gave him praise, but it was never enough. And with Martell, there will never be enough.
Yeah.
You can give Martell this. It's like, Mikey, I want more.
Yes.
Mhm.
You're
Mhm.
not doing this for me. I want more. He's always going to want more. And every time you turn around, every woman he's with, he's going to always demand more from her than what he's actually giving.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
And he's not giving anything but
That's the
chaos.
thing. Yeah, he's demanding what from women what he's not willing to give of himself.
Exactly.
Right.
As most of
Hmm.
them do. Let me acknowledge this super chat real quick. First to the 754 that's watching. Thank you guys so much. If you haven't hit like, please hit the like button. Thank you, Nola, for the super chat. And Nola put, my ex wrecked my car, 10,000 in damage, kicked me out his apartment the same night. Mind you, these narcissists are demons in human flesh, but God is keeping me from calling my family to start a war. Yeah,
Mm,
hopefully
Mhm.
you are out of it. That's the
Mm.
thing. Sometimes you got to move far, far away.
mm-hmm.
I had two. The one that I just mentioned, and then my other ex. I was with him for 15 years. I had to move cross country.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And I kid you not, the man purchased a home in my state that I live in right now. In my
Wow.
printing it out. He let it be known to me. Well, I just got it just in case, anything ever happened in your marriage, you ever
Oh
want
wow.
to, please, I wish I would. Purchase
Yeah.
a home in my state. Not in my city, but it's only about an hour away.
Mm.
So
Wow.
they're ruthless. They are ruthless. Do you hear me? But
Child, what
no,
you talking about?
yeah,
Mm.
They don't like to lose. They don't
Mm-mm.
like
that's what it is.
when it's you that decided to leave the relationship. They
That's
have a problem with it.
yep.
Mm-hmm.
They can do whatever, whenever, and however, but how dare you get some dignity about yourself and some self worth about yourself and say you're leaving me?
Hmm.
Mhm.
I
It's
It's
break
that
up with
all
you.
hell
You don't
breaks
break
loose.
up with me.
it's that old South mentality.
Mm.
It's not just the South,
Mhm.
You
though.
know,
It's
No,
everywhere.
it's
The South.
everywhere.
I'm not
y-
from the South.
yeah, but
Everywhere.
I will tell you, growing up here in Huntsville, it was the norm, you know, and
Mm.
I was a product of an affair.
Hmm.
So I completely understand how um I never knew my dad. I really never knew my dad. I only knew of him. But um my I mean me as a child, I can't, it angered me because I'm like, you know, my parents absolutely were so selfish that they thought of nobody but themselves,
Yeah.
Mm.
and I had to live with that. I had to deal with that. But and then his wife, my father's wife, having to, I can only imagine what she went through. I can't imagine
Mhm.
what she went through. But you know, it's a constant reminder. It is an absolute constant reminder all these years later. But but it's I remember my mom used to tell me, "Oh, baby, just get in the car and drive." And when Melody said, "Just find a babysitter and roll up to the bar," I completely understood
Mm,
exactly what she was saying.
Mm-hmm.
And
mhm,
I've always stood on this, and I'm like, if a husband or a wife has committed to you and they know where home is, who am I to get in my vehicle and
Yeah.
drive around a city
mm,
looking for my spouse?
Yeah.
I
mm-mm,
will
Mhm.
not.
That's
Mhm.
right.
I will absolutely not. I have children to raise, and
Mhm.
that's what I'm going to do. And and that's what it is. You have to be strategic about what you do, and that's what I was. I was strategic about what I did. You know, he
Mhm.
thought everything was good, but I was very strategic in my decisions.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
mhm.
You know
Yep.
what? And
Yep.
prayers to you, Red, and just to hear that it still affects you to this day. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
prayers also to you, Nola. I wanted to tell
Yeah.
you that sometimes it's not even worth getting the family involved unless you're still actively in it, and hope
Mhm.
you aren't.
Mhm.
But I just want to let you ladies know, especially as Mother's Day weekend, I really love you guys because we share some deep, deep stuff. We go
Yeah.
Mhm.
very
Yeah.
funny, but this is what this is about, and this is
Mhm.
the effect, I will say, of Mel to create a community. And like you
Mm-hmm.
said, if she was to take another avenue as far as a show,
Oh,
especially if you
absolutely.
integrate the
Yeah.
stories of other people, it would
Mhm.
really blow up.
It
But
would.
Yeah.
Can
I
you imagine her getting her own talk show?
yes,
Or
it would
that
be,
would be awesome.
it would be amazing. It
Well,
really would,
well,
and like,
when the show started, her brand was women's empowerment. So
uh-huh.
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
that is the avenue that she's going to take once whatever happens with the show.
Yes, I hope so. I hope
I
so
do
because
too.
you touched a lot of people. Pink Diva, I still have your post. I believe, did I send it to Mel? I'm not sure if I don't think I did, but that was touching. You know what I mean? And I'm sure you remember what I'm talking about.
Mhm.
Inspired and touched a lot of women. But I was gonna say to Nola, don't get the family involved if you don't have to.
Mhm.
If you guys are broken up and if you feel safe, because that was one of the things that held me back. My brothers beat, Lord, put them paws on.
Mhm.
She's about to say they tagged that.
Yes, yes. And he was a police officer, and believe me, he didn't report nothing. They put them
Mm.
paws. But that was one of the fear, a fear that I had, that I didn't want to see my daddy in jail because of some mess I got myself in, or my brothers or nephews. So if you can, keep them where they're not involved. If they have to get involved, I understand. But to what you said, Red, and I'm like that. I'm not about to ride around when I
Mhm.
already know the answer. You know what I mean?
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
Mhm.
Point where you
Right.
have to ride around,
Oh
you
yeah.
already know the answer.
You already know the answer.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Checking phones and riding around, wasting gas.
What,
Mm-mm.
Exactly.
Right.
what good is
Exactly.
seeing it for your own eyes is going to mean? You've seen
Mm-mm.
his actions,
No.
you've seen his change of behavior, you've seen this. What good is just actually seeing them with the person? It
Correct.
doesn't matter,
Right.
you know?
Some people need that
Absolutely.
confirmation though. They have to see it. Like in like teacher's case, she's the type where she has to see it.
I
Because
still
She'll
think
I
see
it's
it,
feel
but
like
too
she
she
don't
soon, and
know.
she
knows.
still
She
won't.
knows what's
Yeah.
going on. She knows
Got it.
something. But she is really trying so hard to hide it and fight the fact that Marcel is really out here on some other stuff.
Wilding out.
Hmm.
Did y'all see the live that he did where he was joking and made a comment about having a baby with her cousin?
Mhm.
What?
Yeah.
Who
Yeah.
jokes about that?
Wait a
Yeah.
But
minute.
they never did. They
Hold
never
on.
disclaimed it.
Hold on. Hold on. What now?
Mars.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Marcel, and
He said, "I
he
got
was
four
with
kids."
Letitia. He was Letitia was right there, and he made a joke about having a baby with her cousin.
Is it really a joke though?
That's what I asked. I made a video
But
about
you
it.
know,
I
I did a
about it, so
video
I
on it when
definitely
I
asked
first
the
came out.
question.
Is it
I
really a
asked
joke
that.
though?
Yeah, well, she said it's not true. He said he
Of
was
course she
just
would say
joking.
that.
What
But
would you joke?
my thing is,
Mm-mm.
I'm not gonna be the butt of your jokes. You're not gonna
Hmm.
Exactly.
Mm-mm.
to
Exactly.
all of this mess that's being said at the expense.
That's
Just,
crazy.
just know, but yeah, he been said that.
Well, I
Yeah,
Yeah.
think that in order for that side piece allegedly that he's messing with to be still and don't say nothing,
paid off.
he has to
Hmm.
down her every time he's in a scene with
He's
her.
on live.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Because there's no other way, because to me, even when they
Great
went to
point.
Vegas and he didn't renew his vows, it's almost like he didn't renew his vows because he didn't want to hurt the girl that's at home
Mm-hmm.
watching.
Right. The one that
That's
he
what I
really
think.
made a
and
vow with.
and also I think in a weird way Martell won't claim Sheree other than being a friend, because somewhere in his sick mind he really think he had a chance to get back with Melody.
Yeah, he
He don't
did.
Right.
want
On
he
all
Yeah.
he don't want to like fully let it go and
yeah.
let her go, because if he does that, that means he has to let it go too,
Yep.
and he's
Mm-hmm.
not
Hmm.
ready to
Oh,
let
pretty
her go.
burn eyes.
You can't let it go.
Great point. Oh, I agree with that so much.
Yeah,
People feel like he's thinking about coleslaw's feeling. People give that girl too much credit.
they
She
do.
No,
does
Hmm.
anything. She does not run.
no.
She's not calling no shots for Martell. She got that baby. He gonna get that baby when he wanna get that baby. She already let it be known that he was treating the child differently than
Yep.
the kids.
I wouldn't be putting it past him to be threatening if you put me on support, I'm gonna take you to court and take the baby.
He probably does.
Hmm.
Oh yeah,
He,
yeah.
yeah,
Because
he
Surprised
what
me.
definitely the type of
because
threaten.
why because that's my thing. Why wouldn't you? If
I call
I
his
can
bluff.
almost guarantee he's not supporting that baby.
No.
Mm-mm. No, he giving up whatever.
Mm.
He's
That's
shown.
why she rolled up on him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Well, I think I had said it before on one of these panels. I may have been yours, chit chat. I'm not sure. I don't even think that Martell has signed that birth certificate, to be honest, for the little baby. And the
Mm.
only reason why I feel like that is because he's going out of his way to not confirm or deny, the baby's birthday. Also, in most states, like I know in Florida, if you are getting any type of assistance,
Come on, tell it.
you have to
Hmm.
put
Sign
the father
paperwork.
on child support, and then when you submit those
Yep.
documents,
Yep.
if the name is on there, even if you don't want to pursue it, the
The
state
state
pursues
will.
the
Yeah.
child support because they want them to pay the money back for what they gave you.
Oh yeah.
And
Hmm.
not only that, if you're still married, you cannot sign the papers.
Mm.
Hmm.
In some states, if you're still married, and you have not been divorced, you cannot sign the papers until that divorce is over.
Mm.
Mm.
So she was saying that, yeah, his last name Holt, it's on his birth certificate. That let me know something is up because somebody asked her about that. Is his name on the birth certificate? And she never did say yes or no. Just know his last name is Holt.
Yeah.
I don't believe that it is, because the only reason why I say that is because if it were, that's a paper trail, and Martella is
Yeah.
going to too many lengths to cover that relationship up,
Yes.
and
Hmm.
to sign that paperwork, because if you sign that paperwork anytime she feel like it, she can whip it out or leak it, and then you got the baby's birth certificate with his birthday, and that's
Mm-hmm.
going to undermine everything that he's been denying and lying about.
Right.
Mm. Great
I
point.
think she's just that manipulative. I think she would put the baby's last name is Holt.
Well, here you can't. You used to be able to put the
It
father's
is
name
hope
on it,
though.
but you
It's
can't
hope.
do that anymore unless the father signs now. It
Mm-hmm.
goes in, the baby
Oh
go in the
yeah,
maiden name.
in
Pretty Brown Eyes,
Alabama.
he confirmed that the child's name was Maverick Knox Holt.
Who
That's
did?
what
Mm-hmm.
he said.
He said a lot of things. He said he ain't cheat on Melody the whole
No,
marriage, but
I get that, but I
I
believe
don't believe
that
I
he
don't
does
believe
think
it.
it's
I,
hope.
I just don't believe it. But yeah,
No,
he did.
Yeah.
He
because they
looked like they
argued
did
about
too.
it.
I don't
He
believe
Mm-hmm.
says
They argued
Maverick,
about
she
the
says Knox,
yeah,
and
because she didn't, he's always he wants that child to be a part of the Eminem kids.
Mm-hmm.
yes,
But Coleslaw is saying no because everybody in the public eye knows that Eminem means
Mel.
Martell and Melody or Melody and
Mm-hmm.
Martell. So
Right.
that's why
hmm
she says my child's name is Knox.
because he's trying to get a check for the child, and
Mm-hmm.
if he slipped little Maverick in there, he got their color, but that little baby does not look like those other children.
He looks
In
Mm-mm.
my
like the
right,
opinion, he
mom.
don't. And I feel like he uses that baby. He tries to use his other kids with Melody to legitimize the baby the same way he even said that he had the baby by announcing Sugar Mama going to school for the first day.
Mm-hmm.
So
right.
Oh, that.
he
Mm.
is ashamed of that little boy. I know for a fact he has not did anything to like really legitimize him other than take a picture with him. I bet you he haven't even why he can't post the baby now. He just can't post an Eminem kid,
Well,
but
he
he can
no, no,
post the
no,
Right.
baby.
because that would show that he's not being fair across the board. That will
That's
show,
right.
Right.
yeah,
And
That's
he
that will
don't want
true.
show,
that.
oh, he's purposefully going after Melody because the judge or Melody's lawyer, which I would absolutely argue it, saying, well, why can't these children be on
Exactly.
social media, but this one
But
can?
this okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Well,
Mm-hmm.
it
so
only hurts him, in my opinion, for the children not to be on there because the only time he gets any attention is
Is
when he posts his children.
but
yep.
see the thing is,
That's why he bit his tongue off. He feel bad
Mm-hmm.
now.
exactly. But see,
Yep.
we'll continue. We can just repost them. She's not doing it. We can do it.
Because Melody did the thing which was very smart. She used various children
And
in
that
the
is so
ad,
pretty.
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah,
it
that was really
came
cute.
out just as good as if it was Sugar Mama.
It did.
Exactly.
It did.
Mel
Yep.
is smart. Do you hear me? And
Yes, she is.
hmm
Very business
what
savvy.
people say when they say and hey, bless Queen B, thanks for joining us. But this is what people talk about when they say that the girl has God behind her, in front of her, beside her, all of the above.
Yes, Lord.
Right.
Still tries to throw out there
Hmm.
she got something right away. She don't have to sit back and think about it or ponder or whatever. It's like everything that he attempts to do just fails.
It
and
does.
that
Mm-hmm.
and
hmm
that boosted sales because everybody
Oh yeah,
wants their children to be displayed. So let me help and buy some Sugar Mama and take a picture
yes,
of my
yes,
baby.
yes.
So guess what? That's boosting all of her sales.
You
You
know
done
what
made
she's
hmm
Right.
30,000
doing
in a week. Come on
Mhm.
now.
Right. She knows what she's doing.
Do you
now. Yep.
remember when he said that the sales of the plane ride to Canada was gonna where he was talking about the
Pamphlets.
proceeds for that of the sales will go into a trust for the kids.
Yeah.
Them thing went
I
right in his pocket.
We could
Right.
trust that the kids wasn't gonna get it.
Nobody
yeah.
fell for it. It's so many women
Mm-mm.
that said I wouldn't support anything that he's
Nothing.
advertising. He
Mm-mm.
did.
Mm-mm.
Right.
And that was just another big screw up of his. You married to
Right.
somebody, a lot of people were in love because they were the ideal family. It's
Yes.
Yeah.
the ideal family, no matter if you're white, black, it don't matter. Two
Yeah.
parents raising your kids under one,
One roof
but especially for black families, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And they
in
That
look good
Alabama.
together.
Yeah.
could have really blew up as far as just that story alone.
He
And
sees
because
that
they
now.
hmm
selfish and wanted to just think about him and his needs. That's the sad
Hmm.
Mm.
part. There
Yep.
was
Greedy.
not any other legitimate
Hmm.
reason that man gave other than not being satisfied. And you messed up
Mhm.
all of that for not being
Well,
satisfied.
That ain't good
That's what
enough.
I say.
Sorry.
and he
And
Yeah,
now
that's why
sees that
he's running
none of it was
around
worth
looking
it.
like he's looking now because he knows she's the one that got away.
yep,
He knows
Mm-hmm.
that she had everything that he needed,
yep.
but his ego was too big. And
Mhm.
now he sees he'll never get back what he had with Melody. I don't care
Mm-mm.
who he's
Nope.
with or who he ends up with, he will never find another Melody. Never.
Never.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
and
He
Jamie,
don't want to.
1 second, guys. 1 second, and we're gonna let Bless come in real quick. But I believe it's Jamie or Jime. He said the baby's name was MKH on that live with Coleslaw. He did. And then there's
Mm-hmm.
also an Instagram page that was created, and AC is following it, and it's MKH. I do believe that's the child's name. Anytime she's mad at Martell, we all have heard of before, and stop calling him Maverick. But
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
you didn't say anything to dispute that when you were on the live. The control that Martell has over that girl, you
It's
can best
unreal.
believe she named that child what Martell wanted her to name that child.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
He
Yep.
has control like that. But go
Yep.
ahead, Bless, real quick, and then we're gonna shoot back up. Go ahead, Bless Queen D, jump in. What are your
Yeah,
thoughts?
hi, good night, everyone on the
Hi.
panel. Good night, Cutie.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm just
Hello.
listening in the background because I really wasn't sure what the topic, you know, really is about, and seeing this Noel person, I'm not sure what the story.
No,
So I'm just in the background, just praying that whatever it is, God give us strength, He cover her and stuff like that. So
yeah.
I'm not really, sure about
Mhm.
the topic, but
Oh,
just to touch
Bless.
on Mel thing there, I just love her song "You Never Really Cared," and
Mm-hmm.
a certain verse and it touched me. And again, my experience when she said that he said that he couldn't deal with a woman like her, but she
Yep.
was hoping that he had her vision and a dream to dream big. That is what I
Mm.
interpreted, to be. And if Martell has tunnel vision or his vision is limited where he can only see right in front of him and she see far beyond that, to take him to that level is not going to work.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
And now that um she's taking him to that level, it's kind of like uncomfortable for him.
Yeah.
Because if you've been drinking sour milk all your life, when you come and you start to get some fresh milk from the cow to your door, it's make you sick. It make you uncomfortable. It gives you, the runs. You understand what I'm saying? So she given him a life that he never visioned for himself, and he cannot deal with it. When he talk about Melanie is not satisfying him, really, from the look of it, every Monday morning her tummy was up.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? So, and she himself say, she chant on the mic, "What more do you really want?" But as I would always say, Martell has issue, and God says go, and she's going. And he is just going to bring Martell to an open shame every time he tried to bring her down, and he's not going to stop.
Mm-hmm.
Martell could marry 5 different individuals. Melody would always be to the back, the front, and the side of his mind. He would always compare whoever it is to her because she has brought him to a standard that he never knew before. And everybody would have to match that. And I'm
Yes.
talking that, from personal experience because my ex-husband, second wife, marriage mashed up because everything was Nicole this, Nicole that, Nicole. After 12 years, she get tired. I said, you take 12 years with me in your marriage? I said, sweetie, you're wrong. 12 days, I would have tell him go back.
Mm-hmm.
He come and he marry again, and his third marriage, failed because again he just didn't want to let go. And that is Martell. When you take a pig out of the mud and you bathe it and you put it in the house, dress it in a bowl, the only time they're good is when they become bacon. That's my 2 cents. Thank you.
Yeah. The woman that got away has haunted a many a man
Yes, Lord.
their whole lives. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They may
Mm-hmm.
not admit it to their boys. They may not admit it to anyone. The woman knows because they will beg, and the fight never ends. But yeah, the woman
Mhm.
that got away will haunt Martell as well as all of these other men. forever. I've made it a point to say, I put it in the video before, anytime you experience all of your first with one person,
Mm.
it can never be recreated.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Child, first home, first business, first
First child.
first right, first child, everything first.
Yeah.
You can never recreate that. And to know that, whether he ever says it or not, and I doubt that he would, he's come out with these half apologies or whatever. But until he really, really sits himself down and realizes that I lost that and I'm never going to be able to get that back or never be able to recreate that with somebody, he's just going to continue to be the person that he is. It's unfortunate because, when a woman's fed up,
Yeah.
You
there's
said that.
do. There's just nothing. A lot of women have always said, I would be a fool to go back to that. And that's what
Mm-hmm.
Mel has basically said. It's a lot of us, and I'm just going to say women, but, we see a glimpse of hope in what these men say they are going to do, or Martell, I want my kids, I want my kids, I want my kids. And then people just can't understand why the woman won't give them another chance. You know,
Mhm.
you don't know what this lady went through.
Oh
You would
yeah.
never know the
She's
first
gave him chance after chance.
chance after.
You
Right.
don't get off that easy. Come
No.
on.
Yes, and
Mm-mm.
that's why I'm waiting for the book. I hope that she gets to the point where she does the book, and I still think even in the book there would be a lot of stuff that she will never say. But
Yeah.
people went through hell
Exactly.
with
Because of her
Martell.
children, she wouldn't be able to say certain things
Absolutely.
just to protect the
Right.
children.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
We will never know. She'll be able to share, a little bit more than she has, but it doesn't take a rocket scientist, a psychiatrist, or nobody else to look and realize what this lady went through. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yep.
As bold as this man was, she went through hell. You
Yep.
know?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, but he got him. He lucky. The Mel is who she is because he got him a real, real nice, subtle Scorpio.
Yes,
Because I'm a
Lord.
Scorpio too, honey, and I'm telling you, things would have went a lot differently.
Them Virgos
So
don't play. Hear me? Them
he better be
Virgos.
lucky.
And
Yeah,
that Leo, honey, that Leo would have tore
yeah.
him down.
And that's what I mean. It could really be any sign. He just lucked up that he had me
Mm-hmm.
because
He
you
definitely is.
yeah, a lot of women wouldn't have put up with that mess. Coleslaw is lucky. And I've said that
Yes.
before. Because a lot of women would have got with her. Look, it's not because of him. I don't even want you to think
It's
that.
the disrespect.
Mm-hmm.
Disrespect that you showed me about me. I ain't had
Would
shit.
have rat-a-tatted her. I'm sorry, Chicky. I would have rat-a-tatted her so good she would never came back around.
Promise you it wouldn't have lasted 7 years. However long it was, I promise you.
Mm-mm.
You wouldn't have been in Huntsville. You would have been trapped
Mm-mm.
because
She tortured me.
yeah.
Yeah. No, you would have been afraid to step your foot
Period.
over on the line to
Period.
come
Child.
inside the state.
Well,
Period.
Because
remember,
you never
Melanie went and
know.
knocked on her door, and she was scared to open it.
She did. Yeah.
She went and knocked on that door now.
She sure did.
Sure.
I think I would have kicked the door in.
Baby, look, this my thing. Wait a minute. Now we live in this small town. That means chances are I may see you in the grocery store. I may see,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
and you think you just about to walk freely after what you just been called and told, girl, bye.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's real lucky. She is too. But thank God that things didn't even have to go that route. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Because Mel definitely had too much to lose. She didn't lose her vision and all of that. And I think that that's why she continues to be blessed. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Look, jail cells are filled with women that crossed that line and said, look, I don't know who you playing with. And guess
Right.
what? They sit
Right.
Yeah.
there.
Yep.
Negroes is still outside the jail, still doing the same thing. But
With the
Exactly.
same person.
you know what I mean? So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. But what
Yep.
do you guys think about? I had something to say about those documents that were released. Now, how convenient that the documents were released the week that we know we're gonna see Martell blow up on Love and Marriage Huntsville.
Mm.
So with
What?
all
And then how convenient that all of a sudden it was Mel that leaked the documents,
yeah, mail leaked the documents. Come
What
on, man.
Mm.
documents?
The
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 court
Well, why would
documents.
The
Mel
court
leak
documents,
documents and make her look bad? That's
the
right.
crazy.
documents that they were so okay to talk about the children and the text messages and what the
Mm-hmm.
Cuties said and
All
was
the
Oh,
trying
that
to
was
make Mel look
Martell.
so
Now, why
bad.
would Mel do something like that?
That was Martell.
That
That
was
was almost
all.
it.
cartel.
Honestly, I wouldn't put it past Carlos either.
That's what I was
Oh
just
yeah.
going to say, Gigi. With all of this that's coming out with these storylines that Carlos has made up to benefit Martell and Sheree, Carlos does have connections where he can say, "Look, here go these documents. I
But
need
where did Carlos get the documents from now?
Right. His,
Martell.
his boyfriend, I mean, Martell, my bad.
right from Martell." Let
Oh
me
Martell.
yeah.
Queen, you're talking
one
about the
second, one
queen.
second, one second, one second. The only people that had the documents, from my understanding, that should have had access to the documents were Mel, Martell, and the attorneys.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because
No one has been
any kind of
able to find
documents,
these documents online for the
you
people that search
cannot.
for them.
You
No
But
cannot
he
get those.
fired his
You cannot
attorney.
get
one
custody
at a time,
documents.
please. Go ahead, Red Ann.
You cannot. You just cannot log into the like the Alicourt system, or
Right,
even
because you
if you
went
have
through
a
it
Mm-mm.
case
personally.
number.
You
When
went
there's
through it personally.
children, yeah, you can't just log in and get those kind of documents.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm.
Hey, Simply Beautiful. Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, Red Ann went through this personally right there in Huntsville.
Mm-hmm.
And, for the platforms that was saying, oh, the only thing you got to do is look. First of all, that's a child
No,
custody case.
it
You
is.
can't look.
Highly,
That is a. You can't do that because of the
no,
children.
highly sensitive information.
Yes.
You got your hands on alleged documents or emails that the kids sent or text messages that the kids sent. That was
Right.
released by Carlos. Excuse me, let me rephrase that. Allegedly, in my opinion, that was given to Carlos from Mr. Martell Holt. That's my
But
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
as
Now, let
it
me
was
also say
conveniently
this.
that he didn't leak mails because it would have been a HIPAA violation.
absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I
So.
was getting ready to say. Unless they have found someone in that clerk's office
Mm.
that they maybe allegedly, in my opinion,
Hold
maybe
on.
slid some money to print it.
Mm.
Because anything that goes through the court system, the county clerk, they sign their names to it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So the county clerk knows everything just like the judges do.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Now, Red Ann, let me ask you this. Oh, Lord, you guys could tell I didn't had a checkered past. So,
Join the club. That's why we all cuties up
child,
here.
it's
That's right.
Right.
this
Ain't
stuff is
nothing
like
our past is squeaky clean.
child.
Right.
Well, no, I'm talking about with these Negroes I was with.
That's what I'm talking about.
That too.
Okay.
Right.
I had and my question to Red Ann is, like anytime files are accessed, printed out, emailed, whatever, there should be some type
Uh,
of record. And the reason why I
some
say
type,
that,
yeah.
this is totally different. I had an ex that went and paid a cellular phone company clerk to get my
Hmm.
phone records.
Yep.
And
Yep.
yeah, and the reason I
Yeah.
was able to track it down, and I should have sued they but I didn't.
Yep.
But I went up there going off. He had the actual documents. This is back when this is before you can get your documents emailed, and they had to mail your
Hmm.
stuff. Well, he went up there and
Hmm.
paid a girl $500 to print out my records. And
Hmm.
when I went
Ooh.
up there and acted a fool, the manager
Mm.
was able to go into the system and
Oh
see
yeah.
And
You
exactly.
got to
see,
log in.
Right. He had the date, the time, and the employee
yeah,
ID. So
right.
if
Yeah.
somebody inside the courtroom did that, it
Oh
would
yeah,
be easy for them to track
it
it down.
sure
They
would.
definitely do that.
Chit
Absolutely.
Chit chat.
It,
Can I say something?
Yes.
You know what I think happened in that situation when Martell Butt lost his case or ended the
Footprint.
case or fired the allegedly fired the attorney.
Uh-huh.
They give you all of your files that you paid for
Hmm.
thus far. They give it to you in a folder. Who's to say he didn't just sit down on a bench and just have his folder there and get up and walk away. And technically he didn't put it in nobody's hand because Black Titanic was right down there, and she tried to go and get the documents from the courthouse after she couldn't get into the
Now,
courtroom, and
Black
they told
Titanic, if you
her,
still in here, stay away from the courthouse now, Black.
okay, auntie, please stay away,
Stay away
away,
from it.
please.
That's too much.
But But
Jack.
they told her that due to the seriousness of the case and the minor children, that
Yeah.
they would not release that information, and it could only come from one of the clerk of
One of
court,
the
Mhm.
parties.
the attorneys, or the parties in question.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that's a lie when they was on there talking about, oh, it's public
No, it's
record.
not.
But if y'all
Yeah.
remember Martell, everything that was in those public documents is what Martell was saying on the show that day.
Everything. When you
Every word.
Everything. When I
Marceau,
watched it, I say, "Oh, that's what there go your leak right there."
Yep, right there. He said
That's who did it.
Case
Because
closed.
we know if Mel had leaked those documents, they would have had to be put in the hands of somebody. You know, there is no chance on this earth that that person would not have outed Mel and said Mel
Mhm.
released the documents. It
Yeah.
wouldn't even been a
Right.
question. People wouldn't even have to wonder who leaked the documents. If Mel did it, they would be bashing her, saying that she leaked those papers.
Yep.
Right.
And this is why I say she will never, ever, in my opinion, be able to co-parent with that man.
She
Mm-mm.
won't.
Yeah. Too much
No.
damage. Too much damage.
It's a lot of damage. A
Character
lot of damage.
assassination, all of the above. And again, guys, this is only what we know.
Yeah.
Believe me, there's much more that he's done.
I tell you what, I'm ready to wear my millimeter shirt out, and I'm waiting for somebody around Huntsville to say something to me.
Right. That's actually what I was going to say about the paperwork. If Mel was to leak that, why wasn't the millimeters aware? The millimeters would have got that before anybody.
You got
In
that
my
right.
opinion.
And what
And
What
what
honestly,
is
there would
the
have been more
what is
to it because Mel comes with the facts. She's not going to give you a half story. She's going to give you facts and receipts and proof. So she wasn't going to come out half cocked like that was.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
No,
and what
that
would
was
be the
that was in my
purpose
opinion,
though?
Martell and Carlos.
And what would be her purpose for leaking them though? We
Right.
know Mel is too business savvy for something like that.
That's
We
right.
know that she has too much to lose, and
Right.
she's not going to do anything that would jeopardize the possibility of her losing her children or jeopardizing her business or her character for that matter. We know that that is beneath something that she would do.
That came from
But see,
somebody that don't
that's the
have character.
mindset,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the mindset that he's always had. I mean, if you go back and look at newspaper clippings and things like that, you'll see. Oh my goodness, let me stop because I sound like him saying things like that.
Things of that
Oh
Things
nature.
of
my
that nature.
He has just this man has never ever been able to stand on his own in his own right,
Mm-mm.
and he never will be able to, because when his mind was probably at his sharpest, he was too busy, running around campus thinking that every girl wanted him simply because of how he looked. He That's when he became really, really arrogant, according to his
Mm-hmm.
uncle. He got the big head. You couldn't tell him anything. And it just kind of went from there. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What really said is so true. Martell was mad he lost. He actually had a motive. Now,
Mm-hmm.
I felt like he bowed out gracefully. And if you look into the episode from last week when he was talking with Marceau, it seems like he did just that. Not gracefully. Let me take that back. He bowed out because he didn't have the money.
He ain't had the
He
money.
was
Didn't have any
broke.
money, right?
Right.
But
He
he still
bowed
got that
out.
bill. He still
Right.
got that bill from that attorney. So he
He
better
sure do.
start making payments
$10,000.
on it.
Say
He
that.
better start making payments or that attorney will come
Yeah,
after
but
him
the
for
reason
it.
why that he bowed out is number one, financial. Number two, he really knew that, he wasn't going to win. But it really,
Mm-mm.
really upset me to hear him say out of his own mouth that you know I really didn't want full custody.
Yep.
You know how much time
Mm-hmm.
And
that you
money.
wasted? You wasted
In the court.
time, Mel's money, your money that you didn't have to begin with. You know, put all of this I would sue him
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
own word for
yeah,
emotional distress
yep.
because that girl went through a lot
She
fighting that
did.
case. And
You
you
know what
Mm-hmm.
else?
you
Chit chat, malicious prosecution.
yeah,
Yeah.
but
Do.
not even that because they had to take his case on. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The court had to take his case on. They wasn't going to turn him down. But for him to say, I really didn't want full custody, I was sued. I was
I
sued.
After
would.
all that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the reason why you could never, have a birthday for your girls.
Mm.
You were too busy spending money taking their mom to court. You
Yep.
could have used that money
Mm-hmm.
to have them a beautiful party. I mean, we've never seen him do a birthday party for his kids. You
A
just
buffet
attend,
dinner.
or you'll just attend somebody else's, or dinner. Yeah, or dinner.
Buffet.
Yeah.
But I mean, to like go out and, secure a space, decorate it.
Mm-mm.
You've never done that.
And Mel said,
Never.
she said it herself in that episode last week. You've never had a party for them since I've left you.
Mm-mm.
Not one party.
Mm-mm.
Now
Nope.
we saw him celebrating. I believe it was Tank's birthday when they went out to dinner or whatever.
And then he had Knox all in the camera.
Right, Knox tearing up Mama Ho's hair and every doggone thing else. But that benefited everybody. You know what I mean? That's a dinner. We all
Right.
gonna sit down. We all.
Mm-hmm.
What did you
Well,
just for your child? Nothing.
right. Correct. A
Nothing.
cake. A cake.
Yeah.
A gift.
Mm.
Those type of things that they're gonna have. I mean, the memories that they're gonna have are gonna be the memories
From their mom.
that Mel has has created for them. The
Mm-hmm.
trips and the birthday parties and you know the at Christmas, all of them wearing matching pajamas and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the type of things those babies are gonna remember.
Oh yeah.
These
But you
kids
know
have
the
a
good
chance of
thing?
having a good legacy.
The
Hmm?
good thing about it was when I heard the recording and he said, "Well, I'm not coming." She said, "So you're not coming to get me?"
Yeah.
And he said, "No, I'm not coming to get you,
I,
sweetheart." I said,
No,
"Okay."
sweetheart.
That
I
girl,
come to get you Monday.
she didn't even sound like she was
She
hurt
is
about
not.
it. She's like, "Okay, okay," because she's
She
used
was
to him
used
doing
to
stuff
it.
like that.
She's
Yeah.
used to it now.
She's hurt though. You can best
Yeah.
believe
Yeah.
that. You know what I mean? But she also knew in that moment, I'm okay. I'm with my mommy.
I'm
Yeah.
And I
nice.
had a great
I'm
day.
on somebody else.
Right. Right. Exactly. But
Mm-hmm.
I just even though he petitioned not, for the kids to not be on social media, thinking that he was going to stop whatever bags
Mm-hmm.
that Mel
Mm-hmm.
got going on with Sugar Mama, her skincare lines, anything that that may be upcoming for the older kids. It's not gonna stop it. But the thing is, it's like all you're doing is all of this is going to be seen by them.
Yeah.
You can't stop it. It's inevitable.
Yeah.
They're going to see it.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have to be the one to explain. You cannot say, "Oh, your mom, your mom, your mom." No, no. Your
Mm-mm.
behavior is your behavior. And you're going to have to explain that. So get ready.
Yep, like that's what I said. Those kids are highly intelligent, and just imagine teenage years. You know what I
Mm,
mean? Imagine I'm just gonna say, let's go on around 16.
mm.
That's when the real questions are going to be asked. And that's when they're with them being smart. I mean, they're going to be able to go back and think, okay, well, let me cross check this to what he said back then. It's a lot that he's not prepared for.
Mm-hmm.
He
Don't
feels
those children
like,
have phones now?
Yep.
yeah, they do.
So you
But
what
I'm
what
sure
do
they
you think
got,
they're doing?
yep, no, but I'm sure they got child protection, even on YouTube
Mm-hmm.
to make it where your kids, none of this comes up. None of
Martell is
But
smart enough
school,
for that.
there are other kids, school parents watch this,
right, right. Yeah,
and they can be, bullied in school,
yeah.
and
It's only
it's a mess.
yeah, it's only going to be able to be, they're only going to be able to be sheltered from this
For
for so
so
long.
long.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Eventually,
It's
Right.
and that's what's gonna really hurt them. Now, you think you was hurt because my mama left you and all of that. Wait till them kids really be able to put two plus two together
Mm-mm-mm.
and really realize,
I
right now
you,
is yes sir, yes sir, yes sir. Yeah, okay.
I really
uh,
do. I hope, Chit Chat, that it really does hurt him deeply to the point where he sees where he screwed up. But to be honest with you, I think he's going to be that type to just, and this is just my opinion. I just feel like he's going to be the one to just turn around and walk away like so many others do.
Hmm.
Like, leave it. He's going to look at it like, well, you've been doing it all along, so you just continue to do it. And I'm just going to turn around and go about my business.
Mm-hmm.
And I see him when I see him. And if I don't, I don't. If I know that this is going to make you happy, then I'm going to do the opposite.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You say that because I have Starlet's comment on here, and she put in her opinion, Hotel is too busy running those ATL streets to have full custody of his children. He wants to be single, allegedly. I agree
Hmm.
with that, and I also think that Martell is so vain. And
Mm-hmm.
when Marceau said, "I wouldn't even want full custody," see, Martell
Mm,
will listen to something like that because it's coming from a man. And
Mm-hmm.
now that the fight is allegedly over to a certain extent, I think it's going to get to a point where he's going to tell Mel, "I'm sorry, guys, my dog is scratching behind me and come here, shaking his doggone collar." But I think it's going to get to a point where he's going to just tell Mel, "Okay, well, I'll see him on the weekends or every other weekend." Martell is out here bad, and he's
Mm-hmm.
trying to
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
latch on to. And those kids, especially if this fight is over as far as custody, they cramping his style. So I
yep.
think we're gonna see that one
Yep.
day.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Especially since he can't use them no more for publicity.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yep.
He
Exactly.
ain't
But
making no
these
money.
things are going to hurt these children for a very long time to come, even in their adulthood life, in their own family life. You're going to
Hmm.
find somebody who remembered what happened and it's like, oh, wait a minute, you resemble somebody so and so, you so and so daughter. And they'll be like, yes. Oh my God, I remember your father was beating your mother a day when she was running. Oh, well, singing your mother. I'm talking about my life with my daughter
Okay.
about a year ago. And this man and I have been separated 32 years, divorce,
Hmm.
30 years. And 20 something years later, they're meeting my big daughter. And you resemble
Mm,
Bernadette.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, oh my God, I remember the day that your father was beating your mother and she was running down the road and the woman was laughing.
Well,
My
that's
daughter,
terrible. I don't even
my
think
daughter
about
was in tears because she didn't know anything about it because there's certain things I protect my children from. I thought I was. You understand what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
what Martell is doing is going to affect these children for years to come because
it.
somebody is going to remember it. Now you have cell phone with video. Somebody is going to actually have the video store in some iCloud or the other and literally show them it.
Yeah.
So what it is he's doing, I mean, he should get a grip. I continue to say
Yeah.
he don't understand it, and there is so much melody. I'm going from my perspective and my life have
Mhm.
suffered in silence because there's so much you want to protect your children from
Right. Right.
that even self when you having a disagreement in the house about the time that he's coming in, you understand what I'm saying, he is verbally abusing you and calling you all kind of names, but because your children is in two rooms down, you just like and holding it in
Yeah.
just for the sake of your children.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they still hear it because I remember when there was a situation with my husband and I, and I would always tell the kids, go to the room and close the door. And one day, me thinking as their mom that I had been protecting them, and my kids asked me, you know, are y'all gonna keep fighting like you do?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I knew then I did
It's
not.
time to go.
I didn't protect my children like it absolutely crushed me
Yeah.
because as a mother you want to protect your children.
Mhm.
You'll give your life for your children.
Mhm.
And when those words were spoken to me, I cried, and I knew I had failed them as their mom, because that's not the space that you want your children to grow up in,
Yeah.
No.
and
And
that's when.
not really failed. I mean, I understand what you're saying, but
Well,
it was more
yeah,
protection,
right,
you know.
right,
Okay.
right. And that's when I said, yeah, let me start making some moves.
Yeah. Well, if you
Hmm.
guys think back to the picnic scene with the kids
And
and
park.
Mel and Martell, and this was after they were separated, not yet divorced, I believe. But
Yeah.
even they said, well, I'm just happy that you guys aren't arguing anymore and
Mhm.
all of
I
Yeah.
that.
know.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
know.
When it
Yeah.
comes to what
Right.
you said, Bless, and I would hope as adults that people wouldn't share that type of information with kids. I don't care what age they are when they mention it, your daddy did this or that, as far as the actual abuse, because that's something that will be carried on as can scar them from that point forward. But I
Mhm.
get it. Some people don't care, and they will just tell everything that went on. But yeah, that's a lot that
Yeah.
comes with being women, where you shield some things and you carrying all of that. And
Mhm.
that's my hope that it's
Yeah.
easier said than done. I know, but there comes a point in time where if you gotta go, you gotta go, especially
Yeah.
for you, because if you're no good, you can't even pour into your children or anyone else,
Exactly.
you know?
Well, I understand because I know me and mine, we used to, my ex, we would go back and forth, and I thought I was protecting my children, but
Mhm.
they heard everything. And so it comes a time when you have to leave
Yeah,
for their sanity, and so they won't repeat the same patterns.
behaviors. Yeah.
And but I I just know how Martell operates, and this man is who he is, period, on screen and off.
Hmm.
And
Mhm.
it's a shame because if it had been him leaving Mel, it'd have been a different story.
Yes.
And then he would have been done for a while, and then he'd be begging her back, and then she don't take him back. It'd have been this story.
Mm.
But he is just the epitome of a lost person. It just does not make sense to us because we think sanely. We know how to let go in a proper way. You
Yeah.
know, it hurts to let go, but we know how to let go and move on. Unfortunately, this man don't know how to do that
Hmm.
ever.
Right.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
I'm a step down, you guys. I have enjoyed this.
See?
I enjoyed GQT. I love you guys. I enjoyed it. I hope you guys have a beautiful Mother's Day.
Same to
And
you,
Thank you. Happy
Sassy.
Hi,
Mother's
Sassy
Day,
Q.
Sassy.
happy Mother's Day to you guys. And I am going to eat some lasagna, and it's 11 o'clock.
Okay, well, when you end, then I'm about to swing up to the Pretty Brown Eyes. We're about to end as well. But thank you so much,
Okay.
Sassy. Happy Mother's Day to you. Get pampered.
You too.
Get pampered.
Oh, yes. All
Enjoy
right, you guys.
your
Bye
lasagna.
bye.
All right.
Bye bye.
All right. And Pretty Brown Eyes, we are going to swing up to you. We are at 2 hours, 58 minutes. So we're going to go one by one. Whatever you want to discuss. Before we get to that, Lord, Wanda is rubbing off on me. Before we get to that, I did take some notes. Jesus, where did I just write it? It was about the kids. Oh my goodness, I hate when I do that. Oh, it was about the kids and Martell really stopping their bag. Now, you guys know that it is a thing nowadays to build up your children's platforms,
Mhm.
especially with celebrities and reality TV stars. You look at Candy Burris. Candy Burris just did a KFC commercial, I believe it was, with her son.
Mm-hmm.
They have hundreds of thousands of followers on Instagram and all of that. When those kids hit an age of 16, that's money that's being able to be generated for them. And Martell does not realize, with him being selfish, again, thinking only about himself, that he's stopping their thing going down the line. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's sickening. Go to Kenya Moore's child's page. Go to Portia's daughter's page. Go to any of these reality TV stars' page. Those children have, and whenever their parents post now, with them having that amount of followers, that's money that's coming in now that could go to college and everything else. So it's just sick to me that this man cannot get out of his own way, get out of everybody else's way. You screwed this up. Now just fall back. Just fall back. But go ahead, Pretty Brown Eyes, whatever you want to discuss. Final thoughts?
Well, I don't really, have really much to say. I pretty much, said everything. The only thing that really bothers me is no matter what Mel does, it seems like they always try to find fault as if it doesn't favor Martell. I guess all we can do is just continue to support her and continue to watch the show and just see how everything turns out, and just keep her lifted in prayer. Other than that, I'll just wish all of the ladies on the panel and in the chat happy Mother's Day.
Oh,
And
Thank you.
that's pretty
Thank you.
much
Happy Mother's Day.
that's pretty
yes.
much
Same to
it
you,
till
my
next
dear.
time.
Oh, well, thank you, Pretty Brown Eyes. You held it down with me from start to finish. I appreciate you. Happy Mother's Day to you. Get pampered. That's my whole thing. Get pampered. Make everybody, wait on your hand and foot.
Mhm.
I'm gonna try.
Sis, I appreciate you.
All right, y'all. Good night, y'all.
Good
night.
night.
Good night, hon.
All right.
LaDawn, you are next. Go ahead with your final thoughts.
Well, I just agree with everybody tonight on the panel. And I want to thank you, QT, for allowing us a safe space to be able to share our personal
Yes.
stories. It's awesome. And I love when us women can draw strength from each other. But it all starts with you, because you allow us and you give us a safe space to feel like we can do that. So I want to thank you for that.
Thank
You
you,
know.
LaDawn.
And Mel also, Martell is just a fool. And Martell and this Carlos Queen, something's gonna come out the woodwork, and just something else is gonna go on with them coming up. I just feel it. Just something else going on, and it's gonna all be exposed. Because what happens in the dark comes in the light.
Yeah.
That's right.
And as far as people keep on, going against Mel and not seeing the bigger picture, right is right and wrong is wrong. It's just really sad, and I hope they're not raising little girls or boys for that matter. And that's all I have to say. But I want to say good night and also a happy Mother's Day to the ladies.
Good night, and thank you
Good
so
night,
much for
love,
the
and
kind
thank
words.
you.
Thank you. Happy Mother's Day.
Yes,
Thank you.
happy Mother's Day to you, and thank you
Happy
again.
Mother's Day.
All right, next up we have, let's go with a Queen's Tea with Gigi Non.
Well, first, I just want to say thank you, Chit Chat, because you actually have been part of the inspiration for me to even get my channel going. Just
No,
because, yeah, I started with listening in, you're seeing your videos and then coming to the lives, and I was just like, you know what? The space and just how you are, your platform, and how you use it is just so wonderful and motivational. And I just want to thank you for
thank
that.
you.
And I think Martell and Carlos definitely have something going on. I definitely agree with LaDawn. Just definitely something. And I feel like it's just time for them to move over to another network and take them completely away from Love and Marriage Huntsville. Give it to Melody. Let her recast everybody and just rework it a different way, or completely give it away, because Melody is good for that. She will let something go and start something new, and it'll be even bigger and better than what everything else was. So I feel that it's time for her to do that, but she's got something in the works, and I'm happy for her. I thank you for the space, and happy Mother's Day, and I hope everybody enjoys their time, and good night, ladies.
Oh,
Good
thank you.
night.
Good
Good
night.
night.
Thank
Good
you.
Hope you
night.
have a happy Mother's Day as well. Thank you for joining
Thank you.
the panel. You are right. You have been holding it down in the chat for quite some time. So it was good to hear your voice. And I am subscribed to you. I plan to go back and
Thank you.
video that you mentioned earlier. But thank you again. Before you go, this is what you saying Martell and Carlos doing.
Listen, they about to get married. They about to be in Vegas.
How it is.
Yep.
Knocking the boots.
Carlos wants to be Carlos wants to be Mrs. Holt so bad,
Yeah.
So what you
real
going to
bad.
do with this African?
The, Markel is the African.
Oh, Shamrock. Okay then.
Carlos, listen, guys.
Yeah, remember when he did the Inez wine where he couldn't really talk? The first one where he stuttered
Yes.
through the whole thing. He was talking about some African stuff and his ancestors. Martell's the African. I'm telling you.
Yeah. But this what they
Whoa.
doing. This what they doing. Listen, guys. I can't play it too long. Knocking the boots. But thank you again, Gigi. Next up is Bless Queen B. And Bless, while you talking real quick, I do have to let the dogs out, but go ahead, Bless. Give me
Yeah.
your final thoughts.
Yes, Cutie, I just want to thank you, as the other women have said, for this platform. I try to catch as much as I can because, I'm a pensioner in school, so I'm doing finals and stuff like that. So I came in late to the conversation, but I know as usual, you always have a good conversation going, and you always have a safe place for the women that we can come, unite, learn, and share, have our shared,
Mhm.
thoughts. And
Mhm.
to each and every mother, auntie, grandmother, sister, every woman, happy Mother's Day, because we always think that, a mother is the one who gave birth to a child, but not, that for me, in my case, I don't think that is necessarily true because there are aunts who has been more mother than the one who gave birth. So I want to wish each and every one of you women happy Mother's Day. God's
Thank you.
blessing
Same
that
to
you
you.
Thank
have
you.
a blessed, restful, peaceful, overflowing weekend where you are pampered and loved. Unfortunately, my kids are in Trinidad and I'm here alone, so have to be
Mm.
via the
Aw.
video chat. So, but it's all good. So, thank you again, woman. And I love,
Aw.
love, love, love you all.
I love you.
Thank
Happy Mother's
you.
Day.
Back to you.
Yeah.
Oh.
So after me, she went to let the dogs out. Is who
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
she
Melody
went to let
I
the
was
dog
running
out.
back in.
Hmm.
I was half listening. Sorry. But I heard you said that you love that you have a safe space to talk. Did you say that, Bless?
Yes, I did.
Okay. I
Mhm.
heard that part. And what did I miss? My apologies. I had to let the dogs out.
No problem. I was just, a word of encouragement to all of us women that, whether you have a child or not, that we are all women together. We have, shared connection, shared stories, and that we should relax and pamper ourselves as much as we can on
Yeah.
Sunday, have our children,
Mhm.
friends, neighbors, because I plan to pamper a friend of mine's because my kids and grandkids are in Trinidad. I'm here all alone, so I'll do video talk with them, Skyping and all this kind of thing. But you know,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just want to thank you again for this platform.
You are welcome, Blessing. Thank you for being a member of the Cutie Crew. Thank you for joining me on the panel. Thank you for sharing your stories. I keep telling everybody I remember everything. So I remember your first story that you shared. I won't share it now. But yes, thank you. This is what it should be about. You know what I mean? It is an outlet. We should be able to, when social media first started, I was like, how are people meeting people on the internet and call them
Yeah.
friends? But this is how it starts. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I really enjoy it. And I'm just glad that it is the way it is, where we can come together like this. So I thank you. I hope you have a wonderful weekend and a happy Mother's Day, Bless.
Thank you, and same to you, my love. Thank you kindly.
Are welcome. Have a good night.
Good
Red
night.
are
Nice.
next.
Yes, I would like to say I always enjoy your lives. I love coming up on the panel. Um, I would definitely like to say this has been a wonderful experience for me as sisterhood. Um, I firmly believe that we may not ever meet each other, but
Mm-hmm.
we will still have that connection
Mm-hmm.
as women, no matter what our color is, our religious background. But we are women, we support each other, and that's the most important thing. We find that in this platform that you give us, that we do hear other sisters' stories, things
Yes.
that they've went through, and it also helps us to know that we're not alone.
Mm-hmm.
That there's someone else out there that may feel like we do, that have gone through what we went through and have come out on the other side. And even if there's someone in your chat that is currently going through it, they can hear our stories. They can hear us laugh, cut up, joke, and still know that there's happiness on the other side for them. And for Mel, um, she has such a beautiful spirit,
Yes.
and uh, the way that she's raising her children, Miss Van has done such a phenomenal job.
Yes,
Such
she
a
has.
phenomenal job with this young woman. Such
Mm-hmm.
a phenomenal job. And I want to say, if they're listening, happy Mother's Day to Miss Van. Happy Mother's Day to Melody. And I know that those babies are, going to do something special for her to make her feel special like they always do. Miss Van feels special. I'm pretty sure Marcus is going to do something too, may cook or
Mm-hmm.
something like that. Um, but ladies, I just want to say you're not alone, whatever you're going through.
Yes.
Find a friend that you can open up to, because when you open up, you release it. Um, it helps. You don't want to keep things bottled up, feeling like no one will understand, because there are people out there that will understand you,
Mm-hmm.
okay? That
That's
won't pass judgment.
yeah.
And
Uh,
even if it has to be this type of platform, come on and do it,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Happy Mother's Day to everyone.
Happy
Happy
Mother's
Mother's
Day.
happy Mother's Day to the single men that are being mothers. Happy Mother's Day to you too. We're not biased over here, but I just want to say thank you for having this platform for us to come up on.
You
Um,
are welcome.
thank you, thank you, thank you.
You are welcome, Red Ann. And you know I love me some you. I really, really do. Great point that you made as far as sharing, because as you guys
Mhm,
know, there is a saying that says you are
mhm,
only as sick as your secret. So
yep,
I am a firm believer in find somebody to talk to. If you don't want to tell the
mhm,
world or hundreds of
mhm,
people, just find somebody to talk to, because that way that begins the process of you being
mhm,
able to get over
mhm,
it, you know?
mhm.
So
Absolutely,
great point, Red. And
absolutely.
happy Mother's Day weekend to you. Happy
Thank you,
Mother's Day. Hope you enjoy
thank
and
you,
get
thank you.
pampered. That's my answer to everybody. Get pampered.
Absolutely,
Amen.
absolutely.
To Gwen H. Brown. Now, for anyone that's doing the blackout, I support you guys, but I'm not blacking out. And I keep telling you guys, as long as, a lot of us are male supporters,
Mm-hmm.
and Mel is asking people to watch. So,
Watch.
that's why I just don't, I get it. I understand. And, I respect your position. But if you're a fan of hers and she's not begging, but she is asking people to watch. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'll be watching
Yeah.
Gwen, to support my girl. That's money in her pocket.
Right. Right.
Mm-hmm.
But thank you again, Red and Bless Queen B. And we are going to end it off with my girl, Pink Diva. Pink Diva, what are your thoughts, sis, on the discussion from tonight?
Girl, first of all, I loved the discussion. I loved everything that everybody had to say, all the feedback. I loved having a panel full of women that shared their stories. It was so amazing. It was so touching to just see how much other people are going through similar things that you have or had. And it just means a lot. Just piggybacking off what Red Ann said, I was just speaking to one of my mentees earlier today, just telling her how important it is to have a strong sister circle. It is
Mhm.
Yes.
so
Yes.
important for women to have a sister circle of women that they can just be vulnerable with, and they can, share things in a safe space, judgment free, and just open up and go through, because women deal with so much. There
Mhm.
are so many people that are going through so many different things behind closed doors, and
Yes.
they just don't have the outlet to share with people. And it
Mm-hmm.
helps when you can at least talk about it and release it. A
Mhm.
lot of times, all you need to do is you just need somebody to hear you out. And when you
Mm-hmm.
don't have that, you have to keep all of these emotions bottled up on the inside. And, it's stressful. Then you just have to deal with it, and you start getting sick and just all kinds of stuff. So just having a village of women that you can connect with and be like-minded with and just share experiences. You just never know the people who are sitting out in the trenches that are looking, that are currently in those same situations, and you're able to minister to them and to help those individuals in a way that you would never expect, because all it takes for some people to just make that initial move to get out of what situation they're going through is to
Mm-hmm.
just hear somebody else say
Yep.
that I've been
Yep.
there, I've
Yeah.
done it, but
Right.
this is what I did to get out of it, because a lot of them feel like they don't have that, because unfortunately there are so many women who are dealing with men similar to Martell, but even their families ride for these men. When
Yep.
Yeah.
your own family ride for these men because they are so manipulative, you feel like you're on an island all by yourself. So
Mhm.
to have a sister circle or a platform like yours that people can actually come by, even if they don't even come up to the panel, but just to hear the stories that are being told, you would be surprised at the number of women that get the courage to finally leave just because they see I am not alone. So
Yeah.
just like everybody else has said, I appreciate your platform. I
Mhm.
appreciate you for using it in this manner. You bring the tea, we talk about it, we laugh, we hee hee ha ha, what have you. But there are some real life experiences that are being shared among these platforms, and it is needed for a time such as this. And I am so appreciative of
Oh,
it. I'm so appreciative of it. So thank you for
Mm-hmm.
sharing your platform. To all of the ladies that came up and shared their experiences, thank you for sharing it. To the young lady Nola that posted her experience,
yes.
God got you. Know that He
Yes,
has
please, Lord
you, and
Jesus.
know that you're going to be okay. Love
Mm-hmm.
yourself. If don't nobody else love you first. Love yourself more than any situation that you're going through. Keep God first and foremost in everything that you are doing, and I promise you, He will see you through.
Oh
Yes,
yes.
Yes,
He
yes,
sure
yes.
Yes.
will.
Yes. Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
Pink Diva,
Yes.
thank you
Ooh,
You
so
know.
much for that. And I just want to say, guys, you guys, and I thank you. I really do. Normally, naturally, when you start a YouTube platform, you don't know the direction it's going to go or whatever. But I want you guys to know that I get a lot out of you as well as you guys get a lot of from this platform. You know, a lot of us have stories to share, things that we may be going through, and all of that. And I'm just overjoyed that this is what this is turning out to be. Bless, I did see your comment stating some type of convention or whatever, but I think, you know, we'll give ourselves like a good, maybe a year, end of year, come together,
Yeah.
everybody meet up somewhere, take a little trip, a little vacation.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah.
that would be
Going
nice.
through a travel agent where no money would, you know, wouldn't have to be sent to me or whatever. So that's
Yeah.
definitely something that I'm going to put up on my board, because, you know, it's a blessing to be able to come together like this, even with the other content creators and all of that. But to see you guys and for us to really be able to fellowship, I would really love it. So I'm getting a little emotional.
That makes
Aw.
two of us because
right now.
I have been so alone for so
Oh,
long because as
bless.
I
I'm
say,
so sorry.
Oh.
my kids are in Trinidad and this is like,
Mm,
you know, my family, and I've been
yeah,
through so much. And you know, when I listen to the different stories, and you know, I can so much of Melody life, you
yeah.
know, mimic minds, and I understand what it is, you know, she's going through and stuff like that, you know, and she has a support system. You know, I had to, you know, sometimes I used to cry out unto God. I mean, come on, why me? Because, you know, I'm an only child, but my mom never wanted children. So I didn't know what love is. And, you know, there is so much, you know, so I'm now learning to love myself. So I accepted the abuse because I thought that was love and I wanted a family life. And when he apologized, you understand what I'm saying? I said, okay, until my first daughter was 13, and she's like, she want a happy home. And I'm like, but this is a happy home.
Yeah.
Because what I had before, what I'd known before was
Right.
worse than this.
Right.
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 You
Mm.
understand? So it had what's the to think, and I'm still, you know, learning in my 50 to relearn things that I've learned mentally, to think that it's okay because that's what I know, that's what I was conditioned to, whether in the church or outside of the church. So
Mhm.
Cutie, you would not believe. I thank you
Oh,
so much, and
bless.
may God continue to bless you. You
Oh,
understand what I'm saying? May He continue to cover you, because you know, I'm thankful for, you know, platform like that. I don't, you know, I don't go on every platform. Sometimes I'll stay in the background once it start off, and I listen after 3 4 people talk. I was like, oh no, I have schoolwork to do. I'm not in the mood for this. You understand what I'm saying? So
yeah.
I just want to thank you that every time I come to your platform, I can always leave with something.
Yeah.
I can always be fulfilled, and I trust God that He continue to bless you, and He continue to
Yes.
bless each and
Oh,
every one that passed through your channel. You
Yes.
know, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank
bless.
you, thank you.
Bless. Thank you so much. I receive it. Thank you. Like I said, I remember every story. Thank you for having the courage, number one, to come up. Thank you for having the courage to share your story. And
Yeah.
I'm glad that you know
Yeah.
that you're not alone. None of us. We are not alone. And this is what I say: when you can build a friendship, sisterhood, all of the above, right through the internet. You know, you
Right.
Yeah.
can tell when things are genuine. That
Right.
spirit of discernment is something else. And this is what I get from all of you guys. So I'm just glad and honored that you guys feel comfortable enough. You guys don't feel any negativity, because it's a lot that happens, a lot that goes around. And, you know, from me being so comfortable with you all, I've changed my whole flow. When I first started my channel, I said I wasn't going live at all, just from what I've seen on YouTube. Then I said,
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna never show my face or a picture or anything. That changed. Then I said I'm not gonna talk about things that went on in my life. All of that's changed. So what you guys are getting, I'm getting as well. and that's being comfortable with each other and knowing that, if anybody want to take stuff and run with it, that's on them. But I think that we are in the process of continuing to build a bond that I think will
Mhm.
last for quite some time. So
Mhm.
appreciate you guys
Yeah.
more than you would
Yeah.
ever know, each and every one of you. And yeah,
Mhm.
before I start crying, guys, let me get on up out of here, okay?
Yes. Happy
Yes,
Mother's
good
Day,
night, ladies.
everyone.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy
Love all
Mother's
of you
Day.
ladies. Thank you so much for joining me on the panel. I am going
Yes.
to say my goodbyes to the chat. And let me
Yes.
get my little exit music. I'm supposed to be going to the casino. We'll see if I make it. I still may go.
All right.
Well,
You
you
better
have
go.
fun.
Have
Thank you.
Yep,
fun.
do
Thank you.
have
You guys,
fun.
thank you so much. You guys be great tonight. I mean, you guys have a great night. Have a great
Yes.
weekend.
Yes.
I'll probably be coming back live maybe Sunday night to discuss the episode. So hopefully I'll see you all then.
Okay.
Okay,
Have a good
guys,
night,
have a
ladies.
good
Bye
one.
bye.
Good
Night.
night, ladies.
Good night. Good night. And to the chat, thank you guys for holding it down. 3 hours, 25 minutes, and I enjoyed every bit of it. I really, really did. Thank you. I'm gonna go up to the top. I'm gonna say some goodbyes. Thank you first to the content creators that joined me tonight. We had Relly, we had Sassy TV, Black Titanic, Sherry G, excuse me, Queen's T was Gigi. I hope I didn't miss any other content creators. If I did, my apologies. If you sent me a super chat or cash app, thank you guys so much. Thank you to the people that joined the Cutie Crew tonight. I'm trying to work out a schedule, but our normal days to meet are Thursday nights. But I'm trying to work in an extra day because I do appreciate my Cutie Crew. But let me say some goodbyes. Rod Daniels was holding it down. Rod, I would pick that comment. All right, Tree W. Hope you have a good night. Happy Mother's Day weekend again to all of you guys. Any men in the audience that has kids and all of that, you may have custody. Happy Father's, Mother's Day, however you guys want to say it. But to everyone that joined tonight, the panel, the chat, thank you guys so much. If you did not hit like, please hit like on your way out. And yes, Pumpkin, good night. Shirley Ann, good night. Nola, prayers to you, Nola. And I'm glad to see that you said that things have simmered down a bit where the family will not need to get involved. So that's a good thing. But prayers to you. It's his loss, sis. Big time. Jennifer White, good night. Laura, moving forward, good night. Shirley Ann, good night. Peggy, Jamie, I believe that's how you pronounce it. A Jade Stone, Deborah Jennings, ADR was in the house. Shaquita Evans, good night. Patricia Thomas, good night. Jennifer White, good night. Absolutely, Jennifer. He's a nutcase. Robin Love, good night. B-List, good night. Peggy, good night. A Jay Stone, a Jennifer White. Shaquita again. Gwen H, good night. All right, let me scroll. Samantha, why should Andy dismiss Sheree for Cam? Carlos will bring Sheree to Huntsville with Martell or Coleslaw. That's why they really pushing to get Melody off the show. So Carlos and the rest could stay. Wouldn't be shocked. I don't know how his suit line will turn out because I hope he don't sell that fur. That Coming to America fur, child. Hot mess. that fox or whatever. A mess. Great comments, guys. This may be a live chat that I could leave on. I have to go back and scroll through because YouTube be tripping. T Mama, good night. Mary Kelly, Cutie Crew member. Good night. All right, Simply Beautiful, stop through. Not sure if you're still listening, Simply Beautiful, but yes, those documents were never public, ever. It's a child custody case with testimony, not testimony, but documents from the children. Courtney Clark. Courtney, you may be gone now, but thank you for joining me. Relly, thank you for joining me. Relly was holding it down. To all of my cutie crew, thank you guys so much. To everybody that was on the panel, I did not write it down tonight, and I don't want to call any names and miss anyone. I'm trying to get a visual. I know we had LaDawn. We had Pink Diva. We had Sassy. We had Bless. We had Red Ann. We had a Queen's Tea with Gigi. We had somebody with a B. Oh my goodness. I hate when I do that. I can't think, guys. I'm sorry. But to everyone that joined me on the panel, good night. To the chat, good night again. I am going to sign off. Let me go down to the bottom. Absolutely, Tree W. Yes, Marshawn. Yep. Good night, Billy. Good night, Nola. Juan Davis. Good night. Melody has a production company, so I don't think getting a whole camera production team would be a problem, especially the way she goes back and forth through Atlanta. Please do, Renee. Join me next time if you're still here. Anybody in the chat that wants to hit the link, hit the link. Thank you, Queen's Tea with Gigi. I hope I don't fake myself out. My throat hurt a little bit, but I don't need my throat to play me some poker and slot machines. So we shall see. It's still early here. It's only 9:30. Yes, yes, yes. I appreciate each and every one of you. I am signing out. And as I was just saying, hit the link. Just get up the courage and hit the link. All are welcome as long as you are respectable. No issues whatsoever, even if you have a difference of opinion. Oh, yeah, time flies. Time flies. Thank you, Shaquita. Love you guys too. I really, really do. In more ways than you guys would know. All right, guys. 3 minutes. 3 hours, 33 minutes, and I'm going to click off at 33 seconds. Ooh, doggy, can I get my camera ready? I can't. Good night. Oh, I missed it. I was going to try to end it at 3 hours, 33 minutes, and 33 seconds. That would have been something else. But okay, good night, guys. Enjoy your Mother's Day weekend. Robin Davis, I saw you came in late. Thanks, Robin. Okay, and I respect you all who are blacking out. Not a problemo. I tell you one thing is making a big difference because those numbers are nowhere near what they used to be at all. All right, guys, have a good night. Signing off. Bye.